And welcome to episode 26 of Shooting the Shit with Jim. I'm your host, Jim, and with me this week is my very special first time guest, all the way from Ireland, Alan from Physical Media Lives. Hello, Alan. How are you today, sir?
Hi, Jim. Everyone in the chat. Welcome to sunny Dublin.
Yeah, it's pretty nice here, but it's definitely warmer over on your side of the pond. So, but first and foremost, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We've collaborated on a couple of streams with Ali and other people, but this is the first time that it's just been the two of us. So, like I said, thank you so much for being here. I wanted to have you on before I kind of went into my hibernation period. I was actually going to schedule you like at the beginning of the year, and then my 2-week break or my 1-month break became a 6-month break. But we're here now, so.
Sinatra made loads of comebacks, Jim. So can you?
Yeah, yes, he did. It's like Kiss. Nobody goes on, or Ozzy. Yeah, I fucking saw. Okay, off the Ozzy Osbourne. God love him. I do. I love that man.
God bless him. Yeah.
In the '90s, when No More Tears came out, his tour that year was called No More Tours, because he swore he was never going to tour again. And I went and saw that tour. That was the first time I ever saw him. I was like, gotta see Ozzy before it's too late.
Yeah.
I saw the fucking guy at least a dozen times after that through the years. It's like,
hey.
So whatever. But anyways, let's jump into chat real quick and say hello to people before I start grilling you. First and foremost, we have Carlos over there in the UK. Hello, we'll catch this on replay. Hope all as well. No problem. Thank you so much, Carlos, for being here as always. We also have Adam is here. Hey, Adam, how you doing? Jim and Alan, been looking forward to this today. Me as well, my friend. Two great gents in the community. Hope you're both doing well. Here's to a great stream. Thank you so much, Adam, for being here. You're great.
Solid guy.
My buddy Greg is here as always. Greg, how you doing today, my friend? Thank you so much for being here. We've got my brother from another mother, Texas, is here. How's it going, buddy? Thank you so much for being here.
Hello, sir.
Mr. Dan from Mr. Dan and Horror is here. Hello, Dan. How are you?
How you doing, Dan?
Stacy is here. Hello, and thanks from Stacy, Physical and Jim. Great program. We're already going with her questions.
Good old Stacy. Good old Stacy.
If you two were making your own Blu-ray label, what performers would you make a 5-pack for? That's not a bad question.
No, it's pretty good.
So you think about that real quick. I'm going to scan through real quickly just to say hello to everybody else. Sean's here. Hey, Sean, how's it going, bud? Thank you so much for being here. And okay, that's everybody that's here as far as I know. Okay, so did you come up with an answer for Stacy?
I'm going to be really boring and predictable. Christopher Lee.
No, actually, that's great. Would you have any 5 movies in mind?
Dracula 58, Curse of Frankenstein, The Man Who Could Cheat Death, The Wicker Man, and even though he's not a star in it, I love him in Sleepy Hollow.
Nice. Yeah, he's great in Sleepy Hollow.
What a man.
I will go deep. That's what she said. I'll go with one of my favorite actors who's no longer with us, David Warner, who I fucking love. Okay, I've always loved him.
Wonderful actor.
And for my 5 movies, I would go with Time After Time first and foremost.
Yeah, have to
throw Tron in there.
Yeah.
I would throw Straw Dogs in there.
Mm-hmm.
I would throw Time Bandits in there.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, there's a lot of good ones to choose from.
Yeah.
That'll be my last one. Just to be different, what the fuck? I'll go with Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered.
I was going to say that.
Because he's actually very good in that. Him and Christopher Plummer, you know.
He's a long Star Trek history as well. He was in Star Trek The Next Generation.
Yeah.
He was a Cardassian that tortured Picard, if I remember correctly. Wonderful actor.
Yeah.
Wonderful actor.
I've been in love, I've been in heterosexual love with David Warner ever since I saw Time After Time as a kid. That movie just means so much to me. Same thing with
He's
Malcolm
good
McDowell, you know.
He's good on The Man with Two Brains as well.
I own that movie and I didn't even think about
Yeah.
it. And yeah,
Love that
he's the
fucking
only
movie.
one in that movie that plays it straight.
Yeah.
You know, I
And
mean,
that's why it works.
That's why
it
it's so funny. Yeah.
Mm.
Dr. Humfer. Into the mud, scum queen is still one of the greatest lines of all.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, before we get into the questions on the chat, we got to go through a little bit here first. So, first and foremost, how did you start on YouTube, Alan?
Well, I guess I'm like most people, Jim. I've had a YouTube account for about 20 years, but never a channel as such, if you know what I mean. But then around COVID time, I, like most people, stuck at home all the time. So I started watching a lot of YouTube channels. And at the same time, I bought a 4K TV and a 4K Blu-ray player. So I just said, there's got to be people out there that are reviewing these things, because when your new technology comes out, you're kind of, oh, I'm not sure, is this really going to be any good? Right. And the first guy I came across is, do you know Keith from Euphoria Pictures?
No, I don't.
No, he's an Irish man like myself, and he got a dirty big head on him. I said, he's got to be Irish. So I started we've heads like potatoes over here. That's the way it works, So
right.
He started reviewing stuff, and I watched his channel and lots of others. I didn't really comment for a long time because I worked right through COVID. I was in retail. We were essential services. We were selling broadband and mobile phone packages, stuff like that. So we were considered essential services. Unbelievably stressful. So it was just an escape route.
Right.
But after watching a lot of these channels, I said I really like to do one myself, but kept putting it off all the time. I'm going about 9 months now, and I can pinpoint exactly why I decided to go for it. About 9-10 months ago, met an old friend. We went for a coffee. The last time I'd seen him was actually at my dad's funeral about 4 years ago. So I've even been talking about that then. And he said, did you ever get your YouTube channel going? And I said, haven't really got around to it, John. I said, I just keep putting it off. And he says, I don't like doing things for myself, you know me. And he says, well, don't do it for yourself. Do it for your dad. He'd have loved it. So I said, that was just the light bulb went off in the head. I said, right, let's do it. And managed to come across some fantastic people, yourself included. Sometimes you're a bit of a grumpy asshole. Sometimes,
yeah, sometimes.
But then it comes when you're our age, you're supposed to be.
What's that whole thing about? Birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
And,
I'm doing the channel about 9 months now, and for the most part, apart from one instance that we might talk about sometime later, it's been a very, very pleasant experience. Met a lot of good people. There's nothing better. I do think movies are very unique. Maybe music does as well. It just unites people in such a lovely way. You pick a movie off a shelf here, and suddenly somebody will pop into my head. Oh, remember I watched that with whoever. And maybe people that are no longer around anymore. I did a video a few weeks back, as you did, about your mom. I did one about my dad.
Yeah, it was a great video, by the way.
I don't know how you found yours. I found it really therapeutic.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And it got a great reaction to it. And as I said, it's just been a very, very positive experience so far. It's just when you have a love and a passion about something, if you find a group of people that feel the same way, it just makes it all the better. And I mean, chat to Carlos earlier on today, for example, who we both are really good friends with, and he's one of I'll actually give him a shout because he's one of the guys that reached out to me first on YouTube. Just contacted me and says, listen, I'm Carlos, I'm here to help. Gave me great encouragement with the channel. He's a really good, solid guy. He's just, great heart.
Absolutely.
He's a very happy guy today, guys. He received his 4K Rambo box set. So he's a happy he's a happy guy today. I didn't bother with that one personally, but yeah, and it's just been really so much fun. And I do content on my own terms, as I know you do. I would never ever do it if I felt obligated to do it, because then it's just a job.
Yeah,
there's no joy in it. So I don't have a plan. Something will pop into my head and says, you know what, that's what I'm going to do, and just jumped on. You might have seen my video the other day. It just popped into my head, all these tag videos that have been going around for so long. Said, might as well do one of my own. So I did my top 10 comic book adaptations and got a good reaction to it so far. And you understand why I said comic book adaptations, because it doesn't mean it's a superhero film if it's a
No.
comic book adaptation.
No.
And one I forgot completely, and I should have put it in: Road to Perdition.
Yeah. That's what I did a video a year and a half ago, which didn't get a lot of views, but it got good response, okay, as far as the comments went.
Mm.
And it was all of the movies that I had that were based on graphic novels, is the way I did it. Comics and
I
graphic novels. And most of the response I was getting from people, other than, I don't like superhero movies. And it's like, well, if you watch the video, you'll find that,
They're not.
the majority might be superhero movies, but there's an awful lot that aren't,
Yep.
But the other thing was I was getting a lot of comments, like you said, Road to Perdition. Holy shit, I didn't know that was based on a comic book, or V for Vendetta, or especially A History of Violence.
Yeah,
that one
film.
really
it's a
blew
wonderful
away.
film.
They were like, really? And I'm like, yeah, that's a graphic novel. I mean, yeah, I really enjoyed that video, by the way, Alan.
Thank you.
Yeah, going back in the time tunnel. I was subscriber number 6, motherfucker, when you started your channel.
You were the first people to drop me a message as well. So I didn't forget that.
Because I remember I was on one of Ollie's streams, and you were always in the comments at that point.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And you were like, hey, I'm thinking about starting a channel.
That's right.
What do you think would be the way to go about it? And every one of us were like, hey, just from the comments, you obviously know what you're talking about when it comes to movies. You're passionate about it. Just be yourself, and and the rest will happen. And happily enough, I'm sure it had nothing to do with that conversation, but still, within a couple of weeks, you started your channel, and it was like, immediately it was like, boom. And I started watching your stuff.
The key 2 words: be yourself.
Yeah.
That's all you need to be.
Absolutely.
I broke 150 subscribers yesterday, so onwards and upwards. Well,
you'll be hitting 200 and above very soon. I have no doubt. So
it's never about numbers, Jim.
Now, before I get into the questions, I've got a couple more for you real quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. And I always ask this of the guests the first time they come. Do you have your earliest movie memory of going to a cinema and seeing a film? And it could be anything. It could be a children's film. It could be whatever. You don't necessarily have to remember the film, but do you remember the experience? That's what I'm getting at.
My most vivid experience would be the first film I went to see by myself when I was about 11 or 12. Because when I was a really young kid, we were going into town with the family to watch a movie, but I was more interested in, are we getting burgers and fries as well?
Yeah.
Little has changed there. Just the goddamn things are a bit more expensive now. But I remember when I was about 11 or 12, and it's so hard to explain this to some of the younger guys in the chat, Jim. Like, there was no internet. There was no smartphones. If you wanted to know what was on in the cinema, you picked up the newspaper.
Yep.
And I never saw Jaws because I was too young to go to that, but my mom and dad went to see it, and I remember my dad saying, this guy Spielberg's a fucking genius, and he wasn't wrong.
No.
But I saw Close Encounters of the Third Kind advertised in the paper, and then there was TV spots. They used to play a mini trailer, like a 2-3 minute trailer, and it was really intriguing me. And then literally the week before the movie came out, they had about a 7 or 8 minute full trailer. You probably remember it, where they explained what each type of close encounter was.
Yep, I remember that trailer vividly. It scared the shit out of me.
And I just said to my mom, I've got to go to this fucking movie. Give me the money. Because dad used to work late shifts, so he was on a month of late shifts then. So I said, I'm old enough. I'm 11. I'm nearly 12. I can get the bus by myself. I'm okay. I went there, got there 2 hours early because, again, you don't book online. You just get there and hope there's not a big queue and you can get in. I got there 2 hours early. There was still actually quite a sizable queue, which shows you how big an impression Spielberg had made.
Yeah.
And I had seen Star Wars earlier that year. Don't get me wrong, I love Star Wars, doesn't everybody?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what it is about Close Encounters. It had such a profound effect on me because I just said it just feels so fucking real.
Yeah.
I just have this vivid memory of when they find the World War II plane in the desert and Francois Truffaut's there and rallying all the troops. I'm going, feels like it's actually happening. And I still say to this day, it's Richard Dreyfuss's best performance in anything he ever did. We can have a debate about that sometime, but it's definitely one of his best. But I just remember going home, and I knew when I was going home, I said, I'm in the movie business for life now. This is what I want to do. Not work in it because I'm a shit actor, and and I ain't got the looks, and I haven't got the money to get the jobs done that would be necessary. But I just said I'm invested in movies for life now, and I just think you're born at the right time.
Yeah,
sometimes.
me and you
I
are
just
about
said,
the same age, so
yeah,
absolutely.
you're going to peak Spielberg, peak George Lucas. This is when franchises started coming in, but in the days when a franchise was a trilogy, not like fucking 7, 8, 9, 10 parts, like a trilogy was acceptable, and you knew that's what you were getting. And I've never fallen out of love with movies ever. I do go through phases sometimes. I'm sure you do. I don't want to watch a fucking movie. I just want to listen to some music or go for a walk. But I always come back to it.
Yeah.
And when the whole sell-through market happened, when you could start to rent the things, and it just seemed the most logical thing in the world to me. Okay, you can rent them. When at a later stage you can buy the things and own them. That's great. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And I think we're heading back that way now.
I think the
we're heading back
boutique
down.
labels are going to be
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, 100%. And I love being. I mean, I'm like you, Jim. I'm a movie lover first, and a collector second. Because let's be honest, you got to pay bills and put food on the table. So you might like the new Spielberg 4K box set that's out is absolutely fucking beautiful. It would cost me about €250 to get it over here. I'm not paying that for movies that I have most of already.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. I already
You know?
own all the movies in that set that I want.
Some guys,
I've got a Spielberg set right there on my shelf that's got what 8, 9 movies in it. Cost me $20 on eBay, and they're Blu-rays. I'm happy with that.
Look, there's certain collectors. I refer to them more as hoarders, to be honest with you, that want to buy something because I've got it looks fantastic on the shelf or whatever. But watch the bloody movie. Now, can I just qualify that by saying a few friends of mine have bought it? I've no problem with that at all because they are serious collectors and they love the movies, and that's absolutely fantastic. But you and I know as well as anybody, there's guys out there are just buying these things to show off, get a little bit of attention for their channel. Won't name names, but one guy actually took satisfaction in broadcasting a video a couple of weeks ago, haven't got it, saying he was now going to return it.
Moving on.
if he's got the money, good luck to him.
Yeah. See, I mean, again, to me, that's like just throwing your money away. I mean, it just is. And again, I'm never gonna like you. I'm not gonna tell anybody what they should like and don't like, and what they should buy and what they don't buy. But to me, it's just, fuck that. Fuck that. Okay, so let's go into the comments real quick before I get you here, because I know I saw this earlier from Mr. Eastwood here. Carlos.
He's always going to get fucking one in, isn't he?
Okay, so you got 3 movies there: Beverly Hills Cop, Lethal Weapon, Tango and Cash. Which one you want?
Third, Tango and Cash. Second, Beverly Hills Cop. Top one is Lethal Weapon for me.
What he said.
One of his easier ones, in fairness.
Okay, and let's make sure that I haven't missed anyone here real quickly. Okay, Stacy wants to know, do you have a favorite Irish director?
I'm probably in the minority, but I quite like Neil Jordan.
I like Neil Jordan.
Yeah, just he's not massively popular in his own country for some reason, but I like guys that are a little bit quirky, a little bit different. When I was at school, we had a film appreciation club, and we watched Company of Wolves, which doesn't score very highly on with anybody.
I like that movie.
I think it's brilliant.
I like that movie. I've always liked that movie.
But then
people think
that
it's a werewolf movie. It's not a fucking werewolf movie. It's Red Riding Hood is a horror movie.
Yeah, and I mean, it was The Bride before it was The Bride.
Oh, we're going to be talking about that in a little bit.
I thought we might. Before we get there, fuck you, Jim.
Yeah. And Anthony, that's Sean. Anthony is here. Hey, Anthony, how's it going, buddy?
Anthony.
He is seeing Supergirl, which Sean saw Supergirl, and he was underwhelmed with it. He said that it was okay, but the script wasn't very good.
I have no interest, Jim.
Yeah, well, you weren't a big fan of the Superman movie, were you?
No, because I actually class it as a live action cartoon. You know, Superman getting the shit kicked out of himself for half the movie and getting saved by a dog. Yeah. Okay.
Right now, Sean is furiously typing his screen. Fuck you, Alan.
Fuck you, Sean. I'm Irish. I can take.
Ollie's here. Hey, Ollie. Two of the best guys on YouTube. Alan, give him hell. Yeah.
Yeah, he's already told me that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ollie.
Yeah, go back to watching the Rum Punch or whatever the fuck you're watching. A new movie called Death on the Brandywine. I really enjoyed that. Didn't get a wide release, but I recommend that. Never heard of that, Stacy, but thank you. And okay, she's got some questions about different horror movies, but we're not going to go into those yet. Juno's here. Hey, Juno, how's it going, buddy? Happy belated birthday, Juno. Juno's birthday was a couple of days ago.
Happy birthday, sir.
Let's see here. Juno is with you. He says, new Supergirl does not interest me. Rather watch 1984 Supergirl. And nothing tops Jerry Goldsmith's score.
Fuck me.
Jerry Goldsmith's score is great. I mean, yeah. Dan says Ghost World was based on a... Yes, it was.
Correct.
Melina, Supergirl 1980s version still has Faye Dunaway. Well, yes, it does.
And Peter O'Toole.
Yep. And Helen Slater. I haven't seen Supergirl in over 20 years. I haven't seen Supergirl in 40. So
I understand Christopher Reeve refused to appear in it.
Let's see here. Adam says, congrats on hitting 150 subscribes. Alan's still criminally alone. Anyone in the chat who is unfamiliar with Alan, please sub to his channel. He's generally a great guy and has a love of film. Every word that Adam said is absolutely correct, and I was just about ready to mention that. If you haven't already done so, please go over to Alan's channel at Physical Media Lives. Show him some love. Show him a subscribe. Tell him that I sent you over there. But don't hold it against him. He's a much nicer guy than I am. Let's see here.
Isn't everybody?
More or less. The Wonder Twins are here. Hello, Mika. How are you?
Evening, ladies.
Let's see here. Okay. And yes, I will come back to some of these in a minute. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
No, I'm talking to people in the chat if I'm skipping them. That's a question. Okay, Ollie, would he be a good Q? No, I don't think I could pull off Dick Tracy. Okay, we're in the middle of a conversation I missed.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I'm afraid to find out too. And Sean says, Alan, I just subbed to your channel, so fuck you too.
Thank you, sir. Oh, I knew this was going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. Fuck you. Fuck you very much. Okay, here we go. What are your favorite genres of film?
Ooh, good question. I often ask myself the same question because I think you're the same as me, Jim. It's all about a story.
Mm-hmm.
So the genre doesn't always come into it. I mean, I do like horror, but not as maybe as passionate about it as some of the other guys in the community are. I'm very selective with horror, but I don't mind a good rom-com. I think more often than not, it's going to be a good quality thriller that would do it for me, like a Fatal Attraction or a Jagged Edge or something like that. But sometimes I think we get a little bit too caught up in genres because sometimes there can be a genre within a genre.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, like for example, off the top of my head, Captain America: Winter Soldier. Oh, it's a superhero movie. It's not. It's an espionage thriller.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a conspiracy thriller.
You know,
it's a throwback to 3 Days of the Condor.
Yeah, I remember when I started watching movies seriously on TV in the mid-70s. I loved the Harry Palmer films with Michael Caine.
Mm-hmm.
Anything with an intricate plot, because I think my biggest criticism of a lot of movies these days is they're dumbed down a lot. You know, everything has to be explained.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's a good idea to, you know, try and figure things out for yourself. You don't have to explain. Everything doesn't have to be explained to you. Why is this guy there? Why is he? Work it out yourself.
I don't mind dumbed down if it's done well.
Yeah, well, like a comic book movie will often be dumbed down.
Okay, Sean sent me and Kenny a bunch of bootlegs from streaming movies, okay? And as a bonus movie, just for shits and grins, he threw in one from Hulu called Pizza Movie
Okay.
that he never watched, but he saw the trailer of it and he thought that I would like it. And he wasn't sure about Kenny, but he figured, fuck it, so he did. He made a copy of this, right?
You had Kenny at pizza, probably.
This movie is beyond dumb. Okay, I mean, it's beyond dumb, but my God, is it fucking funny? Okay, and my sister came over yesterday because I told her about it. I said, hey, we're gonna watch this movie. The first time I watched it, I was really baked out and I laughed hysterically. I want to make sure that it's just not me. So she watched it yesterday with me, and she was laughing harder than I was. So now to be fair, she was also baked out, but
kind of helps.
But the reason why I bring that up, there's a joke in the movie, okay? Because again, I say this movie's dumb, okay? It's really fucking dumb. But at one point, one of the characters finds out that if you do something, you're going to find out the deep, dark secret about existence itself, okay?
Okay.
And it happens to him. And suddenly he's in a writer's room, and these two guys are saying, okay, we got to change the title of this fucking thing. Pizza Movie? I mean, what the hell? And he's looking around. He's like, what the hell's going on? And about that time, he goes, and he disappears, and he comes back to reality. He's like, I'm a character in a stupid fucking movie, and all I do is say exposition? Jesus Christ. And he just walks away. And I was like, you know what? I hated this character for the entire movie for that reason. But that joke is brilliant, and it made everything worthwhile. You know what I mean? So
it validated everything else.
Absolutely. So again, I don't mind stupidity if it's done well. You know what I mean? So
Dumb and Dumber.
Now see, I'm in the minority. I hate that movie. I love Jeff Daniels in it. I think Jeff Daniels is funny as hell. But I'm not a huge Jim Carrey guy. I love The Mask.
And actually I didn't like The Mask until 6 months ago. It's okay, but there was a special edition 4K brought out of it, and I managed to get it for $10. So I said, okay. But it's one of those rare occasions when sometimes with a 4K it actually enhances your enjoyment of the movie because they've done such a good job. And he's just obviously been told, off you go, Jim, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. I grew up with those cartoons, those Tex Avery cartoons.
And another comic book movie.
Yeah. So, and again, Jim Carrey, I like some of his movies, but like the Ace Ventura shit, the Dumb and Dumber shit, I don't like it. I don't.
No, I get that. It's not for everyone.
Yeah. But I mean, my favorite Farrelly Brothers movie is Kingpin.
Oh, it's a fantastic film. I love that fucking film. Hang on, Jim. I just want to. Can you just give me a second? I just want to cancel my fucking pizza.
I thought you were gonna put some Visine in your eyes.
No, but in answer to your question, also, I think movies are just like conversations. They're very mood dependent.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can be out for a beer with the guys, and you just want to talk total shit. Sometimes you want to talk about the meaning of life. Sometimes you want to talk about love, whatever mood you're in. But movies they're very, very mood dependent. And I'd never say I don't like any particular genre, because if there's a good story there, then I'll watch it.
Yeah. There's been movies that, I'll be on the fence with.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back to at a later time, and suddenly it'll click. And I'll be like, maybe I was just in a bad mood that night.
Sometimes you could be too young when you see a particular film. It took me, I'd say, 4 or 5 goes before I got into 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I knew you were going to bring up a Kubrick film.
Yeah.
As soon as you started to say that, I knew you were going to bring up a Kubrick film.
He's that type of filmmaker. It's just he's clinical.
Yeah, cold is the way but clinical is another way to describe his movies.
Or almost sterile sometimes.
Yeah.
Too clean and sterile,
Kubrick's one of those. He's one of those directors that I have utmost respect for.
Yeah,
but I can't say that his movies. The ones that I love.
Yeah, The Shining.
But the ones that I don't. Yeah, I just they're just.
I've never got Clockwork Orange.
See, now Clockwork Orange and Doctor Strangelove are actually my 2 favorites.
I like Doctor Strangelove, but Clockwork Orange have just never.
It's It's
It's a
it's a
out there.
divisive film.
It's out there. But look, if we all like the same thing, like this stream will be over in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, we can both agree that Eyes Wide Shut sucks.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you've got Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. That's enough to put you off even want to fucking watch the thing anyway.
I've tried a couple of times to get into that movie, and I can't.
There's nothing that can't make head nor tail of it.
I remember seeing that at the theater. They released that fucking thing in the summer.
And you paid
it was
to see
a
it.
summer blockbuster type movie, and I did. I went and saw that thing. And for 2.5 hours, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Then they finally get to the scene where all the women are butt ass naked, and I was like, okay, I still don't know what the fuck I'm watching, but at least I got distracted. I mean, it was just, yeah.
Is it bizarre coincidence that Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman split up shortly afterwards, or is that just me being cynical?
No, it is what it is.
It is.
Oh man, the comments are going crazy. See, we started talking shit about
we stirred a nest.
Okay, a lot of people talking amongst each other. Okay, here we go. Ollie says, watch the OG Night of the Living Dead for the first time last night. Very solid film. Looking forward to checking out Dawn next. Yeah. Awesome.
Enjoy, Ollie.
Dawn is to me, it's the greatest horror film of all time.
It's definitely the greatest zombie film of all time.
Oh, it's the mother of all zombie movies.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's how you do it. Jim, I would recommend you to watch Plague of the Zombies by Hammer.
Yeah, I have not seen that yet.
You'd like it because George Romero was very heavily influenced by it. The look of the zombies is very similar to what he did with his films.
Well, Mika says, I guess we're in the minority for Eyes Wide Shut. They both like that one.
Guess you are, ladies. Guess you are.
Definitely requires some rewatches. No, I know people that will say that movie's brilliant.
Yeah.
And again, that's Kubrick.
Each their own.
Kubrick. He's one of those directors. I mean, he is. He just is. Oh, and real quickly here. Hey, you rat bastard. Corey's here. How's it going?
Hey, Corey.
And Juno says, the only Kubrick films I enjoy are Full Metal Jacket, Dr. Strangelove, and The Shining. Not a fan of Clockwork and Barry Lyndon.
Wouldn't disagree with that. Yep.
2001 is a brilliant film, but it takes forever to get to it.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that's more of like, look at our technical abilities than anything. Once they get into the meat of it, it's a great movie. It really is.
Takes its time, though.
I catch shit because I always tell people I prefer 2010 to 2001.
Yeah, I can see why.
And I catch shit for that, but not nearly as much shit as I catch for I prefer Dr. Sleep to The Shining. Oh, Jesus. I've had people chase me with pitchforks and torches for that one.
It's a good point, Jim. I think Dr. Sleep is one of the great sequels.
It's so underrated. Underrated.
I'm not a Ewan McGregor fan per se, but I think he's brilliant in it.
Yeah, and Rebecca Ferguson as Rose the Hat is fantastic. Yeah. She is a rock star in that movie.
Yeah.
Jane is here. Hey, Jane, how are you?
Hello, Jane. Nice to meet you.
Okay. We're going to play a little game called Top 3, where I'm just going to throw some different types of movies your way. You're going to tell me the top 3 of that type of movie, and it's just off the top of your head. Okay? So, and every time I say that to somebody, I just tell me the first thing that pops in your head. As soon as I give you the first category, everybody goes, oh, shit. And it's like, off the top of your fucking head. Okay?
Exactly.
So there's no wrong answers here. Okay.
Okay.
So no pressure, no wrong answers. Top 3. Top 3 horror films. Go.
Dracula 1958, Bride of Frankenstein, and Dawn of the Dead.
The original?
The original, yeah.
Top 3 war films.
Platoon, Bridge on the River Kwai, Guns of Navarone.
Yeah, did you know that The Bridge on the River Kwai did not come out in the 60s? I didn't know that.
Yeah. If only there was somebody could point that out to you. Oh, there was. You get away with nothing on YouTube, Jim.
Hey, I wear that shit like a badge of honor. Top 3 westerns.
Ooh, top 3. Unforgiven. The Searchers. Outlaw Josie Wales.
Great.
Mm.
Top 3 crime dramas.
Crime dramas. Internal Affairs, the one with Richard Gere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Night of the Juggler.
Ooh, deep cut. Good one.
Yeah, I only saw that for the first time 6 months ago. It's fucking great film. Night of the Juggler. James Brolin's terrific in it.
I haven't
This is
seen
me.
that one in 40 years at least.
And Police Academy.
Okay, there are wrong answers. At least you didn't say Police Academy, Mission to Moscow.
No, I'd go with Jagged Edge count.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jagged Edge.
Top 3 sports movies.
Ooh.
They could be comedies or sports.
Raging Bull, Tin Cup, and Major League.
Nice.
Love Major League.
Top 3 animated films.
Ooh. Fantasia, The Lion King, and Mask of the Phantasm.
Nice. Nice. Okay, see, that wasn't too painful.
No, I took the drugs beforehand, so they seem to be kicking in now.
I'm taking mine now. And speaking of the guy who loves to correct people for fucking up movies decades, there he is right there, Roy.
How are you, Roy?
Roy, I say that with love, my friend. Thank you so much for being the first one to point that shit
Roy,
out and being nice about it.
Roy posted his top 60s movies the day after me, and I almost discernibly saw him saying "fuck you, Alan" under his breath when he was doing it.
Well, he left 2 comments on mine because obviously when he first started watching it, and I pulled out "It's a Mad, Mad World," I think. He was like, "Wow, you're bringing up movies that I didn't even think about," and I was like, and I typed in, "Yeah, same thing." When I think yours and Alan's.
You
and
can
then
overthink.
Immediately after that, I get, "You don't get Bridge of River Kwai." That came out in 1957, and I'm just like, fuck.
Those tag videos, it's really important not to overthink it. Just go with your gut, and that's the way to do it. Roy is incredibly knowledgeable guy as well too, I have to say.
Every time I do one of those videos, top 10 or whatever, even if it's not a tag video, if it's just one of mine, first thing is, hey, this list is how I feel today. It could possibly change completely tomorrow.
Yeah, 100%.
So, let's see here. I'm just going through some stuff here real quickly, making sure I didn't miss anybody in the comments before I get to the next one. Oh, Pete's here. Hey, Pete, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Pete.
And he says, nice call on Mask of the Phantasm.
Thanks, Pete.
Ali says, if you want a great newer animated film, watch The Wild
Robot.
That's
good.
I haven't seen that, but I heard really good things about that.
Isn't there a production company called Wild Robot?
Bad Robot.
That's
J.J.
Okay.
Abrams.
J.J. Abrams, yeah.
God, I'm such a geek that I know that.
Well,
it's the type of shit that I say, and my wife looks at me and just shakes her head and goes, so. Okay. This is a fun game. I like this game, and I think you're going to be fun with it. All right?
Okay.
It's called Best Decade.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no.
And it could be any decade from the beginning of film to this decade.
Okay.
But I will give you a particular genre of film, and you're only allowed to pick one decade.
Yeah.
Okay? And like I said, I know how you are about certain types of films, so this is going to be interesting because some of them are like in the middle of decades. So
why does the phrase "fucking evil bastard" come into my head all of a sudden?
Best decade for comedy.
Go.
80s. And give an example why you're going that way.
80s because it was the best era for John Hughes, who is the greatest comedy director of all time, in my opinion. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Home Alone. Home Alone was 90s, sorry. John Hughes is just, and John Candy was take up a large part of the 80s as well too. And he's my favorite comedy actor of all time. So yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay.
Mm.
Best decade for drama.
Drama.
That's a tough one.
That's a very tough one. Fuck you.
Excellent.
I hope they do release The Hounds and they eat you to pieces, Jim. Oh God, best decade for drama. I'm gonna go 50s.
Okay.
Because
give an example.
Because before Hammer got into horror movies, they did a lot of dramas, as you'd call them, cop dramas or thrillers, etc. Whatever. One, for example, I can think off the top of my head is called A Taste of Fear with Christopher Lee. He always comes back into the equation.
Yeah, I know.
And, you know, Hitchcock was starting to get his act together then as well, too. I'd say late 50s. More so, because once you got into the early 60s, that's when Hitchcock really kicked into gear. But yeah, 50s in general. And I mean, I would say like the likes of Philip Marlowe. There was a few of those films around. I know that essentially they're kind of like cops, but they are dramas as well too. A lot of the time, because it's a private investigator. It's not a cop, so that makes it a drama, in my opinion.
Real quickly before I go into the next one, because I'm looking at the comments. Okay, I gotta acknowledge this real quick. If this conversation
sounds ominous.
on. No, fucking Roy starting trouble again.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong one. Hold on. I'm worried all that stuff on the top of Jim's shelf is going to fall on his head. To which Stacy says, yes, me too. To which Ollie says, he won't feel it. He's probably stoned.
These guys know you well.
Yeah. To which Pete says, wouldn't cause much damage, to be honest, Roy.
Wow, with friends like that.
All my European friends. Okay, now, number one, that's an empty box. And it's just the angle. Everything is completely far back. Nothing is in any kind of fear of falling on my head.
Jim, tell the truth. It's actually just wallpaper. There's no fucking shells there at all.
Yeah. Yeah, see, unlike other people that have the AI green screen behind them, what you see is what you get. So, and Sean says, Chris Columbus directed Home Alone. I always forget that too. See, he's still mad about Superman. Okay, getting back to my game now that we've cleared up me getting concussed. And yeah, I am getting stoned. Fuck you. Best decade for action, and that can include any kind of action film, like war films, police films, any kind of action.
It's got to be the 80s.
80s?
It has to be, yeah, because I love Rambo First Blood, okay? But that's not an action movie.
No.
It's a psychological drama, it's a social commentary, whatever, but it led us to Rambo 2, and Rambo 2 to me is where the whole 80s action genre kicked off. It laid the groundwork for Arnie, for Bruce Willis at a later stage, and some of them could get a bit tedious, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't think the John Rambo character in the sequels is the same as the character in the first one.
No.
You know, he built up his muscle mass by whatever means necessary, shall we say. Yeah. Carlos and me have had a conversation about that. It wasn't fucking, it wasn't fucking Lucasade anyway, that's for sure. But they were an awful lot of fun. And whatever you said, all these films today are still very, very watchable. I mean, you'd watch a Schwarzenegger, a Stallone, a Willis action film anytime.
Yeah,
they're so rewatchable. There's no great plot. It's just guns, explosions, bad guys, and sometimes that's all you need.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, there was hardly a year in the 80s where there wasn't at least two or three really great action films. Yeah. You know, it's just a great time. I mean, Terminator 2 is an action film.
Yeah, that's
90s, but. A Terminator 1 is a horror film, in fairness. I always said that, but it has so
like
much.
Alien. Alien's a horror movie, and Aliens is an action flick.
Well, yeah, and it's like I said, you can have genres within genres, so it's all good. Yeah, but 80s for action films, definitely.
Nice. Best decade for sci-fi.
Oh, fuck. 70s.
Yeah, you just
Star
talked
Wars.
about
Star
Close Encounters. So.
Star Wars and Close Encounters. There's elements of sci-fi with Superman. The real Superman in 1970. There are elements of it.
No,
Sci-fi and comic books are very closely intertwined with each other.
The great 70s sci-fi film that fucked me up forever. At the end.
Oh, the Body Snatchers.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, man.
That's the one time I think in history, Jim, where a remake is a different genre from the original, because the original with Kevin McCarthy is a B sci-fi movie. Nothing wrong with it, by the way. It's a terrific movie.
It's a conspiracy movie about the communists, basically. But
it's a terrific movie in its own right. But the sequel is better than the original.
Yeah, it's like The Thing. It's
100%.
It's but yeah, I will never forget the ending of that movie. Seeing it as a kid. I mean, just talking about it now, and the hair on the back of my neck is sticking up because it just fucked me up as an 11-year-old man.
Well,
my god.
Donald Sutherland's been in 2 movies that have very hairs in the back of your neck endings. Don't look now. Don't look now. That's the first film that really scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, but no, like I said, Invasion of that movie. It's PG for one thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if that movie was released now, it'd be
no.
Just because you got Brooke Adams full naked. I mean, fully frontal.
Yeah. 100%.
But fucking Donald Sutherland taking out his own clone with that shovel, it's gnarly, and I mean, that movie fucked me up as a kid.
Jeff Goldblum's about 12 in it, I think.
Yeah. Okay, last one. Best decade for horror.
You know where I'm going to go with this, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I'm a Hammer guy, so it's the 50s.
Oh, actually, I was wrong. I thought you were going to go with the 30s, with the
Universal.
Yeah. I should have realized, how much of a Hammer guy you are.
I'm married to Hammer, but I'm having an affair with Universal.
There you go. You're a slut.
Yeah, I know. But I've never lied about it.
Yeah. You're a swinging Irish lad. What can I say?
It don't swing too good these days, Jim, but we're working on it.
I hear you. Hope that date worked out good the other night. Okay, let's see here. Pete says 50s, great decade for crime dramas.
Yeah.
Ollie says 80s for action. Agree with Alan. Roy says 60s, all the big war films.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, Mike's here. Hey, Mike. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, Mike.
Our 2 favors, Alien and Aliens. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Pete says 50s for sci-fi, but agree 70s had Close Encounters and Star Wars. Yeah, 50s, I mean. And of course, Roy. Movie. I do prefer the 50s Body Snatchers, not by much, though.
Well, we're going to be chatting about Universal later on, Jim, but I mean, that's what happened with the horror movies. By the time they got to the early to mid 50s, they dropped them. They were making sci-fi movies instead.
Yeah. Okay, now, Ollie, I love you, but you're showing your age here for sure. 90s for horror has Scream, so that beats any other decade. The 90s, to me, there are some great horror films in the 90s, but to me, compared to the 70s and 80s, it's not even close.
It's where it started to go wrong in the 90s for me, because we said earlier on, it used to be trilogies.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're getting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Not only that, but 90s is the beginning of CG.
Yeah.
And practical effects are getting put to the side.
Yeah.
And CG's coming in early 90s and mid 90s. CG is terrible for the most part.
In actual fact, that's one of the curses of 4K Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can see how really shit it is.
I watched a movie last night, a little bit off topic, but the way you mentioned that made me think about it. I watched a movie last night from the 70s on Prime called The Cassandra Crossing.
Oh, I remember The Cassandra
Which I hadn't seen in years, okay? Yeah. I remember seeing it as a kid and hadn't even thought of it in over 40 years, and kind of stumbled across it and was like, fuck it, I'm going to watch this. Because I've been in a 70s rabbit hole lately, okay? It's not a very good movie. It's got a great cast for the most part, okay? But there's one scene in particular where Martin Sheen a young Martin Sheen
Very young Martin Sheen.
who's playing a strung out heroin fucking dealer who's also Ava Gardner's boy toy, and she's like in her 50s in this movie, but he's trying to climb up on top of this train, okay? And they show him like up on top of the thing. And it's like he's an angel. He's got a halo around him. I mean, seriously, it is so fuck. Now, I'm sure back in the day on watching that, on standard definition, you probably wouldn't have noticed it that much, okay? But in high def, and I'm on a 4K TV, oh my God, it was like that halo around him was blinding me. It was so fucking bad.
Can you imagine the 1966 Batman movie with Adam West? This in 4K, him on the ladder with the fucking shark with the sticking plaster on it. How shit does that look like?
We were talking about this recently on a different stream. I think it was on with Sean and Kenny. One of my favorite sequels of all time is Evil Dead 2. I fucking love it. Okay. Yeah. The eyeball scene.
Yeah.
You can see that water plain as day now. And it's like every time I see it now, I just laugh, but okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. All right. I'm off topic. Sorry, guys. Man, comments are just blowing up. We got 26 people watching right now.
Wow.
That's like one of the biggest turnouts ever. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Very flattered by that.
And Mika says 80s horror all day. Yeah, I'm with you. 70s had a better variety.
Yeah.
Okay. But the 80s, just for the practical effects alone, to me, is like, it's just, plus, that's my bread and butter. I mean, every early 80s, every fucking week, man, it was like a new horror movie, sometimes 2-3 a week, especially in the early 80s.
There's at least half a dozen franchises have come to life around then as well, too.
Okay, Stacy, I know you asked 150 questions, but I like this one. I'm going to ask this one right now.
Okay.
Favorite Ed Harris
performance? Oh, fucking hell.
I'll give you 3.
Yeah.
Instead of just only 1. So top 3 Ed Harris performances in a career of great performances.
Well, we mentioned it.
We'll disqualify Creepshow with that dance of his.
Yeah. We mentioned it already a few minutes ago, History of Violence.
Yep, that's one of mine.
Gotta go with The Abyss. Even though apparently he absolutely fucking hated making that movie.
Oh, yeah.
With a vengeance, but considering some of the shit they went through.
Mm-hmm.
And another one, Truman Show.
Yeah, that's a great one too. Mm-hmm. Now, I will definitely go with History of Violence for sure.
Fantastic film.
I will go with Apollo 13.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to decide between Truman Show and fuck it, I'll go with Truman Show. He's fantastic in Truman Show.
I've never seen him give a bad performance, Jim.
No, he's one of those actors. I mean, Needful Things. He's great in that.
Yeah.
And that's an underrated movie. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm never going to say that movie's like great, but it's a lot better than I got credit for when it was released. Let's put it that way.
He's just one of those guys. If you see his name on the cast list, you'll watch it because you're going to get a performance out of him, if nothing else.
70s horror: Exorcist, Omen, Don't Look Now. See, you did it now, Roy.
Yeah. Roy stirring the shit. Stir.
Dominoes.
Oh,
Don't forget the Blob.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure.
I love the remake. I'm sorry, I love the remake.
Yeah.
Ribbed. Okay, Cassandra Crossing is cool. It like I said, it's not a horrible movie. Okay, it's watchable.
It's of its time.
But to me, the best thing about that movie is the cast. It's got a great cast. Although there's a couple of people in that movie that are miscast. O.J. Simpson is an undercover Interpol agent.
Yeah, that's
not so much.
Yeah, not so much.
And Turkle,
whatever happened to him? I wonder.
Ann Turkle's got a small part. She was married to Richard Harris at the time. Okay, he's a star. She plays this singer, and they show her in this band playing this song. And I swear to God, I'm in there cooking dinner, watching this last night, and she started singing, and I almost turned the fucking movie off. It was so bad. Let's see here. Texas, hit that like, everyone. Thank you so much, Texas. I appreciate you, buddy. Pete says, 80s is my favorite for horror because it was balls to the wall gore, but the 70s, woo boy, there were some absolute bangers from that decade. Yeah. I mean, you can go and say, you know, there's bangers from every decade, but the 70s, to me, it had a better variety of horror. Okay. But the 80s, to me, like I said earlier, it's all about the practical effects. I mean, those guys were fucking rock stars. You know, they were. Tom Savini and some of those guys, I mean.
In fairness, a lot of the great 80s horror films would have originated from the 70s, you know what I mean? Like Halloween, the first one came in 78, and then you're going right through the 80s with it. So late 70s, 80s would be the best period, I'd say.
Dan, I already asked him what his favorite 3 Westerns were.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, pay attention. But no, you said Outlaw Josie Wales, Unforgiven, and The Searchers.
Yeah. I'm actually in the minority here, I know, but I prefer the True Grit remake to John Wayne's.
It's more accurate to the book, for 100%. Sure.
Yeah,
for sure. It's like the Running Man remake. You know, people can bitch about it all they want. It's true to the source material.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
See, and I'll get Juno set off in the comments. He's going to start going, that movie's a piece of shit. Because I know he's not a fan of that movie. Let's see here. Ali says, if anyone watching is not already subscribed to Alan, do it now, or I will find you.
Thank you, Ali. I can feel the fear quaking in the chat room as you speak.
People are terrified on 2 different continents.
Ollie's going to shout at you guys. You don't want to go down that road.
He'll sick Sam on you.
Oh, God.
90s action movies like Eraser, Hard Boiled, Con Air, Hard Target, Deep Rising, Face Off, The Rock, Black Mask, and Darkman were the shit of action movies, kicking ass in the 90s. Yeah, I would say that 90s action movies are better than 90s horror movies.
Yeah.
You know, as far as a decade goes.
I heard Raimi is going to do a new version of Darkman.
I'm perfectly fine with the version we got. You know,
yes.
I mean, I love that movie.
Great.
I actually heard that he's doing. What the hell? What they announced? He's remaking something else. And for the life of me now, suddenly I don't remember what it is. I bet you Pete does.
Somebody will know in the comments.
But when I read that, I was like, really? You know, but
why?
Yeah. Definitely want to get more into classic horror. Any recommendations, Alan, from the 50s?
Hammer. No, 1950s. I would say this is kind of any of the Hammer stuff that's come out. Any of the Quatermass movies, the first 2, are a blend of sci-fi and horror, and that's then the biggest thing for Hammer was color.
Mm-hmm.
So 1957 Curse of Frankenstein was the first horror supernatural film ever made in color. It's a great film. Universal were threatening to sue the ass out of Hammer all the way through that film because they weren't allowed use any similar makeup that all Universal films show, whatever. So Hammer were really clever. In the 30s Universal movies, the Frankenstein monster is the main star of all the Frankenstein movies, but Hammer decided to make Baron Frankenstein the star of their movies. So it's actually a different creature in each movie. And it was the making of Peter Cushing, who is one of the most, in my opinion, one of the most underrated actors of all time.
Yeah.
I think he's brilliant. He's actually in the film with Laurel and Hardy, believe it or not.
Really?
He was, they go to Oxford in it? Oxford College, and he's there, but yeah, and then any of the Dracula movies, I would say up until the early 70s are good. The problem with Hammer was they did too many Dracula movies and too many Frankenstein movies. They did 9 Dracula movies and 7 Frankenstein movies, way over the top. Curse of the Werewolf from 1958 with Oliver Reed.
That's a good one.
That was his first starring role. Really, really recommend that very, very highly. I mentioned Plague of the Zombies to you.
Yeah, I'm aware of that one. I haven't seen it though.
Yeah, you'd be very. It's so George Romero-esque before George Romero knew what he wanted to do with zombies. That's how he was shown.
Nice.
What else? 50s. Yeah, just there's actually a really good Hammer box set out there on DVD that you would pick up, I would say, for about between 40 and 50 bucks. Same as euro and dollars are about the same. There's 21 movies in it, covering everything: Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy. The Mummy actually isn't bad. The Hammer Mummy isn't bad either. I'm not a big fan of mummy movies in general, but I quite like that one.
You don't like the Tom Cruise Mummy?
I would rather pull my toenails out with a pair of pliers than watch that piece of shit again.
Horrible fucking movie.
That guy did so much unbelievable. They were trying to reboot the whole Universal horror
Yeah,
franchise.
I know. The Dark Universe.
And he killed it, and Russell Crowe just said, "Give me my check and I'll do whatever the fuck you want." You know, it's the biggest piece of shit.
Yeah, that movie's terrible. Real quickly, because I knew Pete would know. Oop, I just fucked up again. He's remaking Magic. That's what it was. Yep, absolutely. Thank you, Pete. Thank you. Yeah, I remember reading that and going, "What? Really?" And then I thought, okay, if he casts Anthony Hopkins in the Burgess Meredith part,
yeah, good show.
I would actually
check
it out just to see that, because Magic's not a great movie, but I like it. I own it.
It's a good premise. It's a good premise.
Okay, real quickly, one of our favorites, Ed Harris in History of Violence. Yeah. Absolutely, he's phenomenal.
Phenomenal film.
The Rock, Appaloosa, and Apollo 13. Yeah, I forgot about The Rock. He's great.
Yeah.
Yep. Ali agrees. He's phenomenal in The Rock. Watched it the other night. Still holds up. I watched a movie the other night from the 70s that I vaguely remembered as a kid called Twilight's Last Gleaming.
Heard of it, but not seen it.
Again, another one of those 70s movies with a fucking phenomenal cast. Okay. Burt Lancaster, Charles Durning, Richard Widmark. Really good movie. That movie was The Rock before The Rock.
Okay.
Because it's basically a disgruntled ex-military guy who takes over a nuclear military or silo.
Okay.
And tells the government that he's going to start World War III unless the president announces this document that came out that the Vietnam War was a sham. That the government knew that we were going to lose, and we did it anyways just to show Russia that we'd be willing to fight a war and a never-ending war if need be, and that it was totally a bullshit war that never needed to happen. Okay, and poor Charles Durning is the president who didn't even know about this shit because it happened like a decade before he became president, and now suddenly he's in the middle of this, and it was actually a really entertaining movie. Okay, but the plot reminded me of The Rock. Because it's kind of the same type of thing. They take over Alcatraz with this weapon, and they want money, but it's more or less because the government wronged the vets, and that's the whole point of them doing what they're doing. To me, the two parallels are there. When I watched it, and I was just like, I would much rather watch The Rock than Twilight's Last Gleaming. Okay, because one's an action movie, one's not.
Sounds like a good story, though.
But check it out. I think if you've never seen it, I watched it on Prime, so I don't know if it's available over there or not. But
Richard Widmark was very popular in our house in the 70s for a Madigan.
Yeah, he plays a prick in that movie, and he always plays a prick. He's good at it.
I know a good story about him, actually. He was in a film with Christopher Lee called To the Devil a Daughter.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And Natasha Kinski was in it.
Yeah.
They're at rehearsals one day, and there's a scene in it where Natasha Kinski has to cry. And she said to the director, "I'm not sure I know how to cry." Richard Widmark apparently walked up, slapped her straight in the face, and said, "You fucking know." He said, "You fucking know how to now, don't you?"
I'm laughing, and it's not funny, but in a way it is. It's like that meme I sent you the other day, how they treated ADD in the 90s. No, shut up and study!
There's a theory about The Rock, by the way, that Sean Connery's character, he's actually playing James Bond in retirement.
Yeah.
Can understand that.
Yep. And The Rock, to me, is without a doubt, and this will probably start a bunch of shit in the comments too, without a doubt, Michael Bay's best movie by far.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Because I'm not a Michael Bay fan,
No,
but I love The fucking Rock. It's a great movie.
Because it's an action movie that has a bit of substance to it. A lot of his films have no substance to them at all.
Yeah. Well, Armageddon's ridiculous, but I like it. Okay. But I still think The Rock is head and shoulders above
100.
Armageddon
is old school Saturday morning matinee stuff.
Yeah. Harry, I love you. Ed's dance moves in Creepshow must be respected.
Oh, they're respected. They're respected.
The only dance move in a horror movie that's better is Crispin Glover in Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Yeah.
He's dancing with one of the Doublemint twins, and it's truly a sight to behold. It's like, I fucking love it.
No, the best dancing by a movie star is Weapon of Choice.
I don't think I've seen it. Oh, no. Christopher Walken, the video.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Ed Harris, Enemy of the Gate. Great.
Good movie.
I forgot about that, and that's a great movie, too. No. Sorry, Juno. I almost booted you for a second because fucking StreamYard sucks. Ed Harris was funny in Pain and Gain. Yeah. Pain and Gain is actually another Michael Bay movie that I actually like. I was surprised. But that movie's actually pretty good because there's not explosions every 5 seconds in slow motion and shit.
Well, I'm sure you'd be thrilled to know there's more Transformers on the way.
Doesn't bother me because I saw the first one and I stopped there. Those movies aren't for me, No. And again, I don't pick on people that like them. My stepson loves them. My grandson fucking loves them. And it's like, hey, you guys like them? Go for it, So, Romero's Knight Riders with Ed Harris is very underrated. Not a sponsor for Juno. Oh, nah. Actually, yeah. Ed Harris and James Cameron, 3 rounds in a ring. Who wins? Ed Harris every day of the week. He would kick Jim Cameron's ass.
Absolutely. Jim Cameron's a pussy.
Yep. He's all. And again, I love James Cameron. Okay. Yeah. I mean, well, I used to, but he made enough great movies at the beginning of his career that I'll always love the guy. But he's a blowhard asshole and always has been.
Oh, yeah. I think
Ed Harris, on the other hand, I think would just totally destroy fucking Cameron if he had a chance.
I'd pay to see that.
Dan says, great picks for the Westerns. He was making lunch. Okay, Dan, you're forgiven. Texas says, Roy, Don't Look Now is excellent. Just great UK subs record. Right. Magic. The Anthony Hopkins. Yep.
One of his first films, I think.
Andy's here. Hey, Andy. How's it going,
Andy?
Buddy? Okay. Let's see. I'm starting to catch up here. Roy, we have a lot to talk about regarding music. Yes, love all the punk new wave stuff. Yeah, I know. 2 old geezers talking about punk rock is funny to me. It's like me talking about heavy metal. I used to go to concerts to see Metallica with my buddy Bob, who was 20 years older than I am. Okay. So when we were going, I was in my 30s and he was like in his 50s, like my age. And I used to make fun of him. I'd be like, yeah, man, you're the band's dad. Now I'm that age, and it's like, I'm still doing this shit. So.
Metallica played 2 gigs here last weekend, Jim.
Yeah, and Kirk Hammett fell off the stage.
Yeah. I was going to go, but 250 quid a ticket. Not going to happen.
I've seen Metallica 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And I more or less saw them when they were in their prime. I don't need to see them again.
No.
Especially not for those prices. I mean,
crazy.
Rush, I'm a huge Rush fan. And they're doing a tour right now. The 2 of them got back together. They got a female drummer and a guy that play keyboards with them. So now instead of being a trio, now they got 4 people on stage with them, okay? More power to them, okay? I'm not going to bitch about it. I would actually like to go, but I refuse to spend $300 for nosebleed tickets for basically a cover band at this point.
Yeah, tribute band.
And I've seen Rush 15 times.
You've
I
covered
don't need to
yourself.
see him again.
No.
You know, I mean, when that tour, I mean, they're going to Cleveland where Sean lives, and I made the mistake of telling Sean that they're going to be filming there, and he was like, "Asshole!" Now I went out and bought a ticket. But anyways, when they release that on physical media, which I know they will, okay, yeah, I'll buy it because I'm a fan. Of course I will. Yeah. Okay. But there's a difference between buying a $40 Blu-ray and a $300 nosebleed ticket. You know what I mean?
You'll see more on the Blu-ray.
Yeah. So now, if somebody offered me a ticket, of course I would love to.
Yeah.
But I'm not. But again, I'm not. Again, it comes to, if I can't afford to buy movies, I'm certainly can't afford to buy
100%.
You know,
but the most valid point is if you've seen them at their best, why bother now anyway?
Dude, the first concert I ever saw was Rush. Okay. I was 15 years old and I was a school band drummer. Yeah. And my seats were directly across from Neil Peart playing the drums, arguably the greatest drummer of his generation.
Yeah.
Imagine that being your first concert as a drummer. You know, watching that fucking guy for 2 hours, you know. So
it's downhill from there on in, isn't it?
My second concert 6 months later was Van Halen. So I went from seeing, and that was the last tour with Eddie and David Lee Roth. That was the 1984 tour. So arguably I went from seeing the greatest drummer to seeing the greatest guitarist in my first 2 shows of that generation.
No argument here from me. I'd agree with that.
So yeah, I was very lucky as far as that goes. And back then you could go to concerts. I mean, I've got stubs. I've got a stack of stubs this high to where I was going to 3-4 shows a month and they were like $12, $13 a ticket. Shit, you can't get parking for $12, $13 now.
It astonishes me. Last year, Oasis played in Dublin.
Yeah.
People were paying €4,000 or €5,000 for tickets, and I'm going, like, what the fuck are you doing? For that type of money, I'd want the Beatles.
Yeah. That's what I always said. If John Bonham comes out of the grave and Led Zeppelin gets back together,
I'll pay those.
I'll pay those prices.
And Elvis supporting.
Okay. Sorry, we were totally off topic. But again, there is no topic. That's what's great about this show. It's just shooting the shit. Hopefully I didn't bore the audience with that. But yeah. Let's see here. Back in the comments real quickly. Dan says, The Mummy is a great one too. Christopher Lee was like the Terminator mummy. Yeah, Dan loves those movies as well. He's right there with you. You know, he's like the American version of you as far as that goes. You know, he just
not as good looking.
Too many Evil Doll movies though. Yeah, shit. Fucking Trilogy of Terror with Karen Black and the little voodoo dolls. Did you ever see that shit?
Yeah. It's
another one that fucked me up when I was a little kid.
No, Chucky's the guy that pisses me off. That little piece of shit.
You know, I love the first Charles. I own the first 4.
Okay? Yeah.
To me, the first one is really all you need.
That's it.
As far as Child's Play goes. Because the first one's a great movie. It really is.
It is a great movie.
The sequels to me are all diminished returns. You know?
Yeah.
So, here we go. Have you seen the 90s sci-fi action movie Eva Destruction? Yes, I have.
I haven't.
Gregory Hines.
Okay.
And he's trying to hunt down a woman named Eve who's a robot.
Okay.
I barely remember anything other than that.
And let me guess, Eve is quite destructive.
Could be. I think what it is that she's like a bomb that'll go off if he doesn't like deactivate her or some shit like that. I mean,
Gregory Hines has passed, hasn't he?
Yeah, unfortunately. And he was another one of those actors. The only reason why I saw Eva Destruction was because he was in it. And I was like, you know, he was one of those actors I loved. So.
Guilty pleasure is White Knights, him and Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Yeah. I love Wolfen.
Yeah, good movie.
And he steals the movie in History of the World. The segment in Ancient Rome where that 100%. Tongue comes out of his fucking
I really thought we'd get 2 or 3 of those.
Well, they did that series or whatever, and it was I watched like 20 minutes of it and I turned it off. I was so upset. Yeah. You could tell that, like right now, they're doing the Spaceball sequel, and again,
it's in the can, isn't it?
Yeah, but they got to do all the visual effects and editing, and you know, and again, more power to them. I hope it's good. You know, I was talking to a friend on Blue Sky yesterday about this. I said, I am hopeful for the best, but I am definitely prepared for the worst.
Yeah.
Because I just, you know, tomorrow's Mel Brooks' 100-year birthday.
Yeah.
And it's like, if they were going to do this, they should have done it 20 years ago. But
yeah.
It is what it is.
John Candy's son is in it, isn't he?
I'm sorry?
John Candy's son is in it.
I know Bill Pullman's son, Lewis Pullman's in it. Lone Star. His kid's in it. But I didn't know John Candy's had a kid that acted, so. So you're going to play Little Barf? Yes, Twilight's Last Gleaming is on Eureka Blu-ray over there. There you go. Thank you,
Eureka are a good label.
Yeah, I've got a couple titles from Eureka. And Pete says, awesome movie, Jim, directed by Robert the Dirty Dozen Aldrich, who also directed The Longest Yard. Okay? And there's something that The Longest Yard and Twilight's Gleaming definitely have in common. Split screens. Jesus Christ, man. Robert Aldrich loved those fucking split screens, especially in Twilight. It's like they had to call that movie Split Screen the movie. I swear to God. It's just
not a lover of split screens.
Yeah. Well, then you probably won't like that movie.
No. I think the movie that put me off at big time was Ang Lee's Hulk movie with Eric Bana.
I just didn't like that movie.
It just tried to be too fucking clever.
Yeah. Hey, Patrick's here. Hey, Patrick, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Ed Harris and Davis Morris were great together. Yeah, they're both great actors.
Yeah.
But thank you for being here, Patrick. I appreciate it, bud. And he says, The Rock is amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
No.
The Rock is top of the mountain of poo. It's King Turd on Shit Mountain.
Such an eloquent guy, Roy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not. I'm a little more blunt than Roy is, but we're birds of a feather. You know? CGI Juno into what 90s action movie and as a villain or helper? Go back to the 80s. Juno's already been CGI'd in the Cobra, and he's perfect in the part. Yeah. He's trapped in a shitty Walmart, and he's not afraid to kill people to get out. It's great. Okay, let's see here. Richard Widmark, good in Against All Odds with Richard Ward. I forgot he was even in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
I remember the other three were in it.
Rachel Ward, God. Thornbirds.
Look at me now. Real quickly. See, I knew Juno would say, sorry, Jim, Running Man still sucks.
I didn't mind Running Man, Jim, but I do agree Glenn Powell is a decidedly average actor so far anyway.
Yeah.
He's very young into his career, to be fair, so we gotta give him a chance.
Yeah, no, he's not a bad actor, but he's very vanilla. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But no, Juno loves the original. You know, I mean, he's all about that Schwarzenegger. And again, I love that movie too, but it's not.
It's nothing to do with the book. The only thing
I have with if I never read that
title.
Yeah, if I never read that book, I would fucking hate the new one. I would. You know, I would. But it is what it is. But again, I never fucking pick on anybody for what they like, unless, of course, they liked Jason Goes to Hell. Okay. Richard Widmark in the Swarm.
I forgot he was in the Swarm. Yeah.
Fucking Swarm.
You know, people forget though, Jim, you know, these guys in their early careers, they gotta fucking eat and pay bills like the rest of us. So, you know, sometimes you just gotta work on shit.
Roy thought the new Running Man was very generic modern action. Yeah, and that's fair. Yeah. I mean, you know, again, I don't have a problem with that, you know, with anybody's opinion of anything for that matter. Yeah. But the only thing that I don't like it is when people compare the two, because they're not. They are totally different animals.
100%.
You know, if the Schwarzenegger movie had a different title, it wouldn't be a debate.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, seriously, the only thing that the two have in common is the title and the name of the two characters.
Yeah.
Richards and Killian. Everything else is completely different. Okay, we're gonna shut up about that. I prefer Running Man way better, and that's fine.
Okay.
Whereas Patrick says the first Running Man is cat poo. So again,
nice terminology.
Yep. Then we're going back and forth. Oh, Roy, you be nice now. Drummer, person who hangs out with musicians. Fuck you.
Oh, that's harsh.
Much shit has been shot. Yeah, especially for my friend over there in the UK. My favorite concert was Jimmy Page with Jason Bonham.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a concert.
Yeah. Heard they're remaking Darkman. Fuck that shit. Raimi a sellout for remaking his classic.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever going to top Larry Drake to me is the MVP of that movie. Because
the bad
at the
guy
time
always...
he was over here on LA Law.
That's
which
right.
was a TV series, and he played a retarded man.
I remember that. Yeah.
And people thought he was actually retarded in real life. He was so good on that fucking show.
Yeah.
And then about that time, Darkman comes out and he's cutting people's fingers off with that cigar cutter. And it's like, Benny, no.
Less said about the sequels, the better.
I never watched them.
No, I wouldn't bother.
I refused to watch them. They were direct to video, and I was like, fuck that. I won't watch them.
TV movies.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, Mike's here. Hold on. Michael Myers is here. God damn it. One more time. Michael Myers is here. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Love Chucky 1 through 4. Seed was garbage, obviously. Curse and Cult were just okay. Remake was manure. I quite honestly gave up after Curse. So I didn't watch anything beyond that. And I only owned the first 4. And that's because the first 3 sequels, 2, 3, and Bride, Scream Factory had the 4K Blu-ray combos on sale for like $10 a pop on one of their sales. So I jumped on it. Yeah.
Mark Hamill did the voice in the remake, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, which I still haven't seen. I've heard mixed things about that. So.
Yeah.
Juno says, the Tom Cruise Mummy with Russell Crowe is a pile of shit. Seeing in 2017, walked out of the theater after 35 minutes and got refund. Worst film I've ever seen in the theaters. Which brings me to this. Do you have the worst movie you ever saw? Did you ever walk out in out of a theater in the middle of a movie?
Once.
What movie?
It was a film called Nuns on the Run with
Robbie Coltrane and Eric Idle.
And Eric Idle. And I just said half an hour and fuck this, I'm going for a beer. And yeah, I know people that love the film, but I just think it's a pile of shit.
Yeah.
If you want a movie about 2 guys dressed up as nuns or priests or whatever, then We're No Angels will do fine. But Nuns on the Run, no, fuck that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in 30 years. I saw it on video, and I remember not really liking it too much. But even though I like Eric Idle and Robbie Coltrane.
Yeah, 100%, but it just wasn't for me.
That's the only one, though?
Yeah, I mean, I like to think I'm fair-minded, because there's been plenty of films I've watched and I said, I really don't like this. And then maybe 30, 40 minutes in, something clicks and you go, you know what? This is actually okay. I don't believe there's such a thing as a bad movie. There's a lot of movies I don't like, but it doesn't mean they're bad movies.
I've never walked out, per se. I did fall asleep once during a movie, and I've never gone back to it, and I probably should. Because every time I bring it up, people are like, that movie's fucking a classic. What are you, nuts? Chariots of Fire.
Chariots of Fire? Oh, okay.
Chariots of Fire put me to sleep. I was 14, watching that in a dark theater and listening to that music and those guys running in slow motion. It did. Yeah. It put me to fucking sleep. And then when it won the Oscar that year over Raiders of the Lost Ark, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You know what I mean? But I know Dan loves that movie. It's one of his favorite movies. And I know a lot of people have told me, hey, dude, you really need to go back to it. But I never have. So.
I liked Vangelis, his music and whatever.
Oh, the music's great.
Yeah, but you'd put that on in the background in your living room or something. But yeah, the movie, there's not really a lot happens in the movie. Yeah. There's a big cast, but there's 2 main guys in it. And it's just about the initial competitiveness between the 2 of them, which ultimately turns into a friendship, and that's about it. But
yeah, well, like I said, I was 14, so I probably should go back to it, but here we go. Chris Candy has a cameo in Spaceballs too. Josh Candy is playing the Barfish role. The Barfish role.
That's not a bad shout, in fairness.
Let's see here. Prime Rachel Ward was the Final Terror and Terror Eyes. I just watched the Final Terror again for the first time in years the other night. That's a weird fucking movie.
She married Brian Brown, didn't she?
Yeah, they're still married.
Wow, that's a long time now. Then.
Yeah, they live down in Australia and they do their thing.
I just watched the 2 FX movies recently, and they're great fun.
I love.
They're great fun.
I'm not a big fan of the second one, but I love the first one.
First one's great. Brian Dennehy's brilliant in it.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Stacy says Performer Showdown. Martin Short versus Dudley Moore. That's a good one. Alan's going to be like, I don't like either one of them.
No, I like both of them. You see, when I was a kid, I used to collect a lot of vinyl, and I had a lot of comedy records, comedy albums, and Dudley Moore used to be in partnership with Peter Cook.
Mm-hmm.
Derek and Clive and stuff like that. I would say I prefer those albums to his movies. To be honest, I like the first Arthur, and I like 10, and he actually has a decent part in Foul Play with.
Love him in Foul Play.
He's really good in that. But overall, from a career perspective, Martin Short wins out for me. And my heart goes out to that guy. He's had such a rough couple of years. That guy.
Yeah.
And always struck me as a really decent guy as well too. And I watched Inner Space recently. I picked up a special 4K edition of it. He's brilliant in that.
Yeah.
Love the Three Amigos. He's a really good, talented comedic actor, and he's never tried to be anything else but that.
Yeah. Inner Space is one of the best physical comedic performances I've ever seen. He does some shit contortion-wise with his body that is just like, holy shit, you know?
If they want to do an American version of Mr. Bean, he's the guy.
Pretty much.
He's the guy. But there's just something very, what's the word I'm looking for? Endearing about him as well.
Yeah.
All the characters he plays in, you can't help but like them. I've not seen much of the TV show Murders in the Building. I've seen a couple of episodes of it, but I don't watch much TV, to be honest with you. But yeah, the guy's very talented, and I definitely think his league's ahead of Dudley Moore, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I love Dudley Moore in 10. You know, Ollie just recently saw Foul Play and 10, and I told him 10, as good as he is in Arthur. Okay, because most people point to Arthur as being like...
No, 10's much better.
The performance that he gives in 10, especially when he comes out of the dentist's office, he's fucked up on those shots, Novocaine. He pops a bunch of pills and he's drinking, and he's got to have a cup underneath, and he's doing this, and then the next 20 minutes of that movie is comedic gold. I mean, it is fucking gold. But unfortunately, he doesn't have as big of a, like you said, a body of work.
Yeah, we lost him way too young, to be fair.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he did a lot of crap towards the end too. I mean, Best Defense, I can't fucking.
No.
You know, like Father, like Son. I know Kenny really enjoyed that movie. I can't defend that movie. The last good movie that he made was like Mickey and Maude, and that was like in the early mid '80s. You know, where he had two women pregnant at the same time, and
it's okay.
It's all right.
The best thing in Arthur is John Gielgud.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you like me to wash your dick?
If somebody's just tuned into this stream at that particular point in time,
they're clipping really, that shit.
We're going to be a viral sensation.
You know, it is the end of Pride Month here in the States.
We're going out with a bang, folks.
Now let's go back to the comments here, and I see. Hey, Yams here. How you doing, my friend? Thank you so much for being here, buddy. I really appreciate you being here. Killian is lying to you. Absolutely. I love it. Postman always rings twice. Yeah, the original or the remake? Because
I love the original with John Garfield.
Yeah, but Jessica Lange's pretty damn hot in the
the
remake, you know. Thanks for the laughs, guys. Beer and prepare for the match. Hey, no problem, Roy. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. As always, good luck to you today, my friend.
England are doing the World Cup thing later, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking to see what time the matches were, and I saw that we'd be done before they start, so it worked out.
10, yeah, I'm going for beers with the brothers to watch it in the local bar. The local bar is 150 yards away.
Nice. Larry Drake was great. Bubba didn't do it. Mike says Cult of Chucky had moments, but became a real
Yeah.
mess. Yeah, again, I haven't seen any of the later ones. Have you watched any Boston films lately that you'd recommend? Because that's what my next question. Thank you, Yam. I was going to say we're halfway through the year right now.
Yes.
Okay, 2026. So as of right now, and it could definitely change before the end of the year, but as of right now, what's the best movie you've seen this year?
I only watched
as far as new movies go.
Yes, I only just watched it a couple of days ago, Jim. One battle after another.
Great movie, but that came
It's a
out
great
last
movie.
year.
Yeah, but I only got it on 4K 2 weeks ago, and I never saw it in the cinema.
Yeah,
So
no,
it's
it's a great movie.
First time, and I can see why it won. To be honest with me, because I was a big Sinners fan, and I thought that was going to win, but I can see why it won.
Yeah.
Sean Penn, the most deserved Oscar. To be honest, I don't think there's anybody even close to him this year, even though he couldn't be ours turning up.
Me and my sister, because she loves that movie, she watched it over here twice. Okay,
Yeah.
It's like a running joke now. We'll just be sitting there and all once she'll go, "Why is your shirt so tight?" I'm not gay. I'm not homosexual. If that's what you mean. You know, it's just Sean Penn's so good in that movie.
If you're talking about cinema releases, then I've got two. I saw Obsession recently, which I absolutely loved.
Yeah.
And then Yin and Yang, you're going to go for the blockbuster. I saw Disclosure Day for the first time yesterday, and it exceeded my expectations.
Nice.
Largely because of Emily Blunt. But let's be honest, it's Emily Blunt, for fuck's sake, you know.
Yeah, and when she's in sci-fi, she's even better than she normally is.
Yeah.
She's always great.
She's
for whatever reason, when she's in a sci-fi film, she elevates it.
Look, it's not top tier Spielberg, but the man's nearly 8 years of age, so how the fuck could it be?
It's still fucking Spielberg.
It's a great movie. I've read criticism online. Oh, it's far too optimistic a tone. Jesus Christ, man! The fucking world we're living in at the moment, the more optimism we can get, the fucking better. Yeah. Colin Firth is very good in it. Then it's Colin Firth. So there you go. And surprisingly, Bono's daughter Eve Hewson, I thought, did really well in it.
Nice.
Really well. I really enjoyed it. But Obsession, to me, I'm looking at, this is a guy from YouTube that, you know, basically shot a film with an iPhone and a few quid in his back pocket, and he's got one of the biggest hits of the year.
Yeah, yeah.
So fair it is. Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's what gets me. That little $750,000 film is kicking Star Wars ass. I mean, that's crazy.
Look, I'm Star Wars generation, Jim's like you, but fuck Star Wars.
Yeah, I tried to watch that Mandalorian movie because it's on the site that shall not be named. It's even in HD now.
Yeah.
I got about 20 minutes in and I couldn't do it. I couldn't fucking do it.
The only decent TV show they did was Andor, which I really enjoyed, but it's gone after 2 seasons. The
main problem that I've got with it, I know that they kind of like made it a kid's film, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that because by and large, Star Wars is a kid's film.
Yeah, okay? 100%. Yeah.
But in every iteration of Jabba the Hutt or somebody from that race, it's always been talking like that. Okay.
Yeah.
And they do that in this movie too. Okay, at the beginning with a couple of Hutt's ancestors, and the whole point is they're looking for his kid. His fucking kid is Jabba the Hutt with biceps, and he's got a Brooklyn accent and speaks perfect English and doesn't speak that. And that shit alone was like every time that voice kicked in, it just took me out of it, and I was like, I can't watch this. I just can't.
Once you dismiss the legacy of a franchise like that, which they did a number of years ago with the last one that J.J. Abrams did.
I just puked in my mouth a little.
The last one. But yeah, when Yoda turns down to the likes of you or I in that film, it basically says, listen, you know what? The Force was a load of bollocks anyway. I'm sitting in my cinema seat going, you fucking assholes. Like, I've invested 35, 40 years of my life following this and loving it, and you basically just turn around and tell me it's not worth jack shit, so I'm out of here. Nah.
Yeah, like I said,
it's a cash cow. It's a cash cow.
Again, if I didn't grow up with those movies, maybe I'd feel differently.
Yeah.
But again, it's product now. It's not,
100%.
They were events when we were kids. Yeah. And like you said, it was a trilogy. It was a self-contained trilogy.
And you knew that.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a worse movie that you've seen this year? Something that you saw that you were like, oh my God, what a piece of shit. That was.
Well, there's one I've seen that I absolutely love, but everybody else thinks it's a piece of shit.
I wasn't
And
going there yet.
you know the one I'm talking. We'll wait till you want to go to it, and then we'll talk about it. But no, be honest, Jim, I'm a lot like you. I rarely go to the cinema.
Yeah.
It was a time 10 times a year, maybe. If it's 2 or 3 times a year, I'm doing well.
Yeah.
And I just happened to be off work on a day off, wandering around town. Oh, Obsession's on. People are saying it's great. Let's go and see it. I wanted to see Disclosure Day because I'm a Spielberg kid.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see it, so I went to see it. I know Carlos wasn't overly impressed by it. Well,
he said it was good. It just wasn't great. He said he was underwhelmed with it. And that's
What's
the
he
way
called?
Sean felt about it too. He said that it was solid, but it,
Yeah.
you know, it was just, it wasn't what he was hoping for. Let's put it that way.
I'd no expectations at all. I just said, it's a Spielberg movie. Let's just go and see it. And
Yeah.
I enjoyed it for what it was. It's not an absolute classic. Will I buy it when it comes out? I probably will, to be honest with you, because I've got everything else he's ever done. So why would I not want to continue that? But I'd actually probably settle for a Blu-ray.
Gotcha.
Man,
I haven't seen it yet. I will see it eventually. I mean, I'll definitely see it. I'm a Spielberg fan too, you know. But like you said, I don't go to the cinema that much. I watch a lot of stuff. I hate to admit it. I watch it either on streaming or on the site that shall be nameless. But if I see something on one of those and I like it, I will buy it. You know, so there's that. You know, that's the trade-off. I'm not one of these people that are like, you know, fuck it. The only way I'll watch it if it's free.
Well, look, I'm lucky. We spoke earlier on about the economics of going to see a movie, and it can be expensive. I got to see Disclosure Day for about €7 because it was a midweek showing. It was lunchtime. I'm lucky I work in retail, so I'll often have a day off during the week. So I said, you know what, £5 or £6. I wouldn't get a pint of beer for that now. So I said, let's do it.
This is a great comment from Pete. Never walked out of a film. I've wanted to, but I paid money. So out of principle, I stayed. It was the movie Torque about motorbikers. It was under garbage. I was working at the cinema as a manager. That was the Dodgy Theater when that piece of shit came out with Ice Cube, directed by Mick G. The guy that can't even get a fucking name. It's just Mick G. And yeah, Pete, you're right. That fucking movie was horrible. And I wrote out lots of passes for people because our policy was if you walked out in the first 15 minutes, you could have a cash refund. If it was after that, before the movie was technically half over, you could get a pass. Yeah. And that was it. Man, I must have written out 100 passes for the 2 weeks we had that piece of shit. Yeah, you're right, Pete. Horrible fucking movie. Have you ever seen that?
No, not going either.
It's even a dumber version of Fast and the Furious, if that's possible.
Is that really possible?
It is. Just switch out fucking cars and motorbikes. And
if you ask me the question, my least favorite movie franchise of all time, there's your answer.
Well,
lazy filmmaking.
I'm gonna make sure that there's nothing else real cool. Oh, here we go. Patrick says, "Oops, sorry." Oh, I like Crawl. I thought Crawl was good with the Gators, but no. Mad respect for staying through that car. Absolutely. Okay, I'm just checking out some stuff here real quickly because I do have some more questions for you.
Yeah.
Pete says, gotta pop off. Great conversation, guys. Jim, always a pleasure. Ellen, would love to chat more with you about movies. I'll catch the rest of the chat tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. Pete. Always appreciate you. And yes, I will be reaching out to you soon to get you back on here as well. Just real quickly here. I just want to make sure there's nobody else. Okay. Because I want to get into some of this other stuff here. I mean, shit, we're almost hour and 40 in. I mean, this is just flying by. But we're going to go back to the top 3. Okay? And again, off the top of your head.
Okay.
Top 3 raunchy comedies.
Porky's, Road Trip, and American Pie.
Good answers. Now these are going to be rough.
Yeah.
Top 3 actors.
Oh, fuck off, Jim. fucking asshole. De Niro,
Okay.
Pacino,
Okay.
Christopher Lee.
Nice. And by the way, top 3 is favorite, not best. Okay.
Yeah.
So, top 3 actresses.
We mentioned her already. Emily Blunt, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Okay.
This one might throw you a little bit. Ava Gardner.
She's in Cassandra Crossing.
Yeah.
And watched her last night. I like Ava Gardner. She's
One,
actually in one of my first theatrical experiences that I remember seeing in an indoor theater, not a drive-in, Earthquake.
Yeah.
Where
Charlton Heston.
basically Charlton Heston could have the hot young Genevieve Bujold and dies to save her fat ass going out at the end of the movie.
As you do.
Sorry, Ava Gardner was a bitch in that movie. So it was like, even as a kid, I was like, Chuck, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. Listen, man, you're getting old when you're watching The Graduate and you're saying, I wouldn't have gone with that young one. I'd have stuck with the mother.
Yeah. Anne Bancroft was actually
she's lovely
back then.
Something really not quite as hot as Shelley Winters, maybe.
Shelley Winters, a hot piece of ass.
in a parallel universe.
Oh my God, Kenny almost killed us with that the other night.
Yeah.
That just came out of nowhere. Okay, got to get through this. Top 3 directors.
Scorsese, Hitchcock, Brian De Palma.
Nice. Okay, going to move into the next game. Overrated, underrated. I want you to come up with one movie that you think is overrated. You don't necessarily have to hate it, but you just think it's overrated. Okay?
Yeah.
And the flip side of that is another movie, underrated, that most people by and large either don't know or think is not good. And you can go with The Bride on that if you want. Okay? But one of each.
Overrated. Gone with the Wind.
Okay. And why, I should say.
I'm not a big fan of epic movies that basically go on for half your lifetime and fucking nothing happens. There's nothing happens in it.
Frankly,
really
my dear, you didn't give a damn.
Frankly, my dear, I couldn't give a flying fuck. No, look, I never saw, obviously, when I was out. Even I'm not that fucking old. But
right.
And my dad told me, my dad and I spoke films, God knows how many times, and he'd say, there are certain classic movies and you're going to be told these are absolutely brilliant and you have to love them. He says, bollocks. He said, they're not. If you don't like them, then you don't like them. And he quoted me that. And then I would have seen Gone with the Wind maybe for the first time in the early 90s. Probably VHS or something. And I was fair. I said, like I said to you before, I watched the thing the whole way through. And I just went, well, that's 3.5 hours of my life I'm never getting back. But then again, I was in my mid-20s, so I said, you know what, maybe when I'm a bit older. So I tried it again. I don't have it on 4K, but a friend had it on 4K. So I said, look, you might like it better on 4K. And yeah, it looks absolutely fucking amazing on it, but nothing happens.
Right.
Just nothing happens. And look, I understand some people see movies as a visual medium, which of course it is, but there's got to be dialogue and a plot and a story as well,
right,
to make it worth your while. And sorry, just to me, there isn't. Now, I know you're going to get people in the comments saying, "What do you mean? It's one of the most intricately breathing dramas of our time." No, just didn't do it for me at all.
No, I have a feeling this audience would agree with you for the most part.
Yeah, and I am going to do as you subliminally suggested to me, go with The Bride for underrated, because I'm a huge Frankenstein fan. Okay. And I went to the movie. I didn't read up too much about it because I don't like doing that. I prefer to go in cold. And I said, what do I want to see? I want to see something totally off the wall, something original, something completely different. Nobody can deny it does those things. It's totally different. It's totally off the wall. It's original. And I commend them for that. I understand completely how some people would go, what the fuck is going on with this? But I just thought, you know what? I just thought the Frankenstein monster's been portrayed so many bloody different times. This is the most unique, original way I've seen it done. I think Annette Bening is fantastic in the film, and then she's fucking great in everything she's ever in anyway.
Yeah.
Maggie Buckley, she's Irish, so of course I'm going to support my own. Look, it's quirky, it's different, it's original. It's a total and utter Marmite film, as we call it.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground. You're either going to love the thing or you're going to absolutely hate it. I understand people hating it, you know, but I just don't know. I came out and said I really enjoyed that.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Okay. I respect the effort. I respect the swings that it takes. Okay. Yeah. I do. I do. It just didn't work for me. And I think my main problem with it, and I think I mentioned it to you before, okay, I can deal with the new version of Frankenstein, okay? I actually was looking forward to seeing a different version of it, you know? And the talent is there, okay? I won't say that anybody in the movie is bad, okay? Everybody does their job well, okay?
Yeah.
My main problem with it is the whole Mary Shelley
possession sort of thing.
Possession angle. That every time that shit would come up, it would just stop the movie dead for me. To the point where it'd be like, would you just shut the fuck up, you know, and get to it? And I mean, every time it did that shit, it just annoyed the piss out of me. So that's if
no,
but again, but I understand the reason why they did it and this and that and the other. That's the story she was trying to tell.
Yeah.
It just didn't work for me.
I saw an interview with Maggie Gyllenhaal, hard to think to say, with a new set of teeth, sorry. She was interviewed about it, and she just said she loves the original Bride of Frankenstein movie, one of the great sequels of all time, but the bride's in it for about, 45 seconds a minute. Yeah. Says fuck all. You've no reason to understand her motivation. Why is she so repulsed by the monster or whatever? And she just wants to give her a voice, and that's the best way she thought she could do it. You know, whether it works or not is a matter of opinion. It won't work for some people. I didn't mind it too much. I thought it was done a bit too much. To be fair, I'll give you that. Maybe once or twice in the film, but there was 3, 4, 5 occasions in the film where it happened. So maybe they overdid it. And one criticism that a friend told me was there's a not very subtle feminist message.
Oh, yeah.
In the movie.
That's the other thing, okay? It's supposed to be in the 30s.
Yeah.
Okay. And they got Penelope Cruz as a female police detective.
Yeah.
Who's also Hispanic, mind you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I believe Frankenstein's monster more than I believe that.
Yeah.
Because, again, that doesn't mean that I'm some sexist pig.
No,
but in the 30s, especially in Chicago, which I've lived in that area my entire life, okay?
Yeah.
They did not have female Hispanic detectives of any kind until years later. And every time, again, Penelope Cruz is fine. She's a good actress.
Yeah.
But every time her character was on screen, it distracted me. I was like, this is bullshit.
She didn't have to train too hard to get promoted either, did she?
No.
Hey, you're in charge. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know, but again, it's a movie that I respect. Yeah. Okay. Because again, at least it's different. Okay. I will give it that. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I respect it as far as that goes. It just didn't work for me. So,
would you try it again in a couple of years from now?
Probably not.
Okay.
Because again, I barely got through it. I was like, it took everything. The only reason why I watched it, the whole movie, was because I was watching it with my sister, and she's the one that originally wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
And then at the very end of the movie, I was like, so what did you think? And she goes, I kept waiting for you to turn it off. And I was like, well, I didn't want to because you wanted to watch. She goes, no, that movie sucked. I was like, okay.
What I will say is that very, very pleasant experience on YouTube. I did mention at the start of the stream one unpleasant experience, and it caused me to leave a fan group. There's a fan group I was in on Facebook, and as you do when you go and see a movie, I'll post a review of it. Gave my point of view, and I said, you know what, I know this film won't be for everybody, but I liked it because of that. Yeah. And said, that's good. So within about 10 minutes, won't name names, but a certain person I know through YouTube, Facebook, etc., basically dissected my review line by line and shot me down every step of the way. Got quite, I would say, abusive.
Wow.
Which I said, this isn't what fucking YouTube is about, you
Yeah.
know, or Facebook. And that happened on Twitter years ago. I used to have a Twitter account for years. It became the most toxic environment imaginable. I says, fuck this, I'm gone. Facebook is kind of heading the same way now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what, don't fucking need shit like that. I mean, what we're doing tonight, Jim, is exactly the way it should be. You've got your point of view. I've got mine. That's we both respect that, and you move on, and you know,
Yeah,
lots of stuff I like that you hate, and vice versa.
I've got plenty of stuff on my fucking shelf that anybody with any semblance of taste would go, "What the fuck do you own this piece of shit for?" And it's like, you know why? Because it brings me pleasure.
Yeah,
that's why. Okay,
yeah.
And if that does something for you that doesn't work for me, I'm not going to disparage somebody because it works for them. I mean, that makes no sense. So. Yeah,
if every movie worked for everybody, you probably wouldn't have a YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, now if I was sitting here going, you know what? I respect your opinion, but you're wrong. Okay, well, no. You don't respect my opinion then. Okay? You're just immediately saying, you know, it's like saying, with all due respect, you're an asshole. What?
There's an old Irish saying, Jim, that opinions are like arseholes. We all have one, but it's usually a good idea not to display it too prominently in public.
There you go. Michael Myers here says it perfectly. I have Howard the Duck, Garbage Pail Kids, and Boxing Helena. No regret.
Good on.
There you go.
Just a lifetime addiction to drugs and alcohol.
Okay. We're almost coming up to the end of the show, but I've got a couple more. And this one I brought up just for you. Okay. I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movie franchises. Okay. Only one is allowed to survive. The other ones never exist. This might be the hardest question of the night because I don't think I can answer this.
Are you Jim's movie channel or Dr. Fuck? Are you Jim's movie channel or Dr. Fucking Evil?
Oh, I wanted to make you sweat a little bit. Hey, that's okay. When Dan was on here, way back when, Dan's Movie Cave, I asked him who would be playing him, Carlos, and Jeff in the fucking movie version of them. And the look on his face was worth it, man. He was just like, what? Okay. Only one of these franchises is allowed to live. Everything else never existed. James Bond, Planet of the Apes, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, the MCU, and that includes all Marvel movies. Or the DCEU, which includes all DC movies, past, present, future. You got 6 different franchises. You get one.
You're such a fucking asshole.
I knew this one would make you.
So I
wanted to see people's answers in the chat as well.
Okay. So movies,
Ollie's already given me his answer. He didn't even hesitate.
The movies to me are always, as I said to you earlier on, about people. So since about 2010, which is 16 years, every MCU movie that's come out. I don't have any kids of my own. I've got 2 nephews, Kevin and Eddie, my brother's 2 kids. I've brought them to every single MCU movie that's come out since 2010. They were a wee bit too young for the first Iron Man movie, but they've watched it since. And listen, it's very fashionable at the moment to kick Marvel, diss them and say, oh, guys have completely lost their way. Should never be forgotten. From 2008 to 2018, 10 years, 23 movies, unprecedented success. I would argue at least 85-90% of those movies are excellent.
Yeah.
There's 2 or 3 great movies in there. Captain America Winter Soldier would be number 1 for me, as it is for a lot of people. So I'm going to go with MCU because of the simple fact that it means a lot to me and my family. They're like my own 2 kids. They're not mine, but I can give them back at the end of the day, which is fucking excellent. There you go. You can have them back now. But I genuinely, I would say of all the MCU movies up to that point, there's at least 4 or 5 of them. If I was making my top 25, 30 movies of all time, they'd be in there. because
Nice.
I think they are everything that a movie should be. They're fun, they're exciting, there's action, and I don't care what anybody says. And some of them, there's actually some seriously good acting as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Uh, I don't know if you saw Robert Downey Jr. was on the podcast with Rob Lowe recently.
Mhm.
Just an overview of his career, and he said it kind of pisses me off a little bit that it's not considered acting. The fact that I'm in all those MCU movies, I'll say to you here, right now, some of my best work of my career I've done in those movies, but no, nobody wants to acknowledge that. Uh, he's brilliant in Civil War.
Yeah,
He's the best thing in Civil War.
he's great in Iron Man, in the
He's
original Iron
perfect.
Man.
I love his quote when he was given the part of Iron Man and he was being interviewed about. He says they were looking for a narcissistic multi-millionaire that's up his ass. For some reason, they thought of me.
Yep, and now he is.
Look, you and I know, Jim. That guy's been a great actor for a long, long time.
He's been a great actor out of the gate when he was a kid.
Should have won an Oscar for Chaplin, in my opinion, but that's just me.
I think he should have been nominated for Less Than Zero.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And he was a teenager then, and he was actually strung out on cocaine at the time. That came out later.
The greatest comeback of all time in 2008 with Iron Man and Tropic Thunder, like a career that's gone. Everybody says this fucker's dead, and two great movies. He's not making Tropic Thunder anymore now.
Put it this way, okay? To me, being the guy who always gets upset when there's like when people to me get shunned at Oscars, okay? Under 99.9% of the time, I would be saying Robert Downey Jr. got robbed for Tropic Thunder because that performance is so fucking good. Okay, it's so layered. It's not just him in blackface. Okay,
yeah, no, it's a lot more.
But that's also the year that fucking Heath Ledger won for Dark Knight, and I'm sorry,
wrong place, wrong
that
time.
movie, as great as it is,
yeah,
would not be as great without that fucking performance. Because
no, I agree.
When I saw the Dark Knight the first time I saw it, I took my mom to see it actually.
Yeah.
The pencil scene. I'm gonna do a magic trick. Bam! It's gone.
Yeah.
It played like a fucking horror movie. I mean, people screamed in the audience, and I was like, "Are we watching Batman or Silence of the fucking Lambs?" Because this feels dangerous. And the whole time that he's on screen, it feels dangerous. Yeah. You know, it's a great performance. So
he fully deserved it. It's just Robert Downey Jr. at the wrong time to wrong place.
Yeah, absolutely. If any year that they could have had a tie, that was the year.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but it is what it is.
It is.
Wow, we are flying here. But yeah, I knew that one would fuck you here. But I want to go to the comments here because I want to see what some of the people said. Because I worked on that one this morning and I was like, you know what? That's going to fuck up Alan a little bit. So
yeah, well done. Good job.
Says, this is getting tense. Okay, Ollie says, James Bond for the win.
Of all those franchises, I actually have no time for Bond anymore now.
Wow.
I'd be quite happy if they said we're done now.
Patrick says he'll take the MCU. Michael Myers says Indy, shit can, the rest I'm good. Juno says Planet of the Apes is the GOAT, especially Rise is a badass film.
No.
See, this is what I like. We're getting different answers from everybody.
Yeah, that's where they should be.
Yep. I love the Marvel movies. Stacy says, when people are unfriendly or rude on here, it's pretty clear they are not being satisfied in their life in other regards. Well put.
Good. Well put, Stacy.
Without Marvel, I wouldn't have. I got damn near killed because of Howard the Duck. I was working at the drive-in when that piece of shit came. It was on a double bill with Shanghai fucking Surprise. That abomination with Sean Penn and Madonna.
Yeah.
And there was a brawl in the middle of it. And I was working security. So me and three other guys and our boss had to try to break it up. And some guy clocked me in the back of the head with a beer bottle and left me with a goose leg about that big around. Fucking whenever I think of Howard the Duck, it gives me a headache. I think about that.
Probably gives Tim Robbins a headache as well, but for different reasons.
Yeah. I agree, Alan. Winter Soldier is great. Yeah, I love Winter Soldier. If I'm skipping comments, guys, I'm really sorry. It's just because we've been having such a great conversation and the time is just flying by. Ollie says, love Howard the Duck, but it's such a bad movie. But yeah, we're already at the 2-hour mark. But you know what? I'm not quite done yet because I do have 2 more questions for you. All right.
Okay.
Lately on the show that me, Sean, and Kenny have been doing, okay,
Mm-hmm.
we've been doing a reoccurring series called Time Warp, where we
Mm-hmm.
ask you guys to pick a year, any year in film,
Mm-hmm.
that they feel is the best. And then we do a special show
Mm-hmm.
about that year. And then
Okay.
the idea is that we won't repeat any years. Once we do it, that's it. And we've done it twice. And ironically enough, it was 86 and 87 were the 2 years that were chosen. Okay. And both of them were great movie years. We had a really good time on both of those episodes. But if somebody was to say, hey, Alan, what's the best year for movies? What do you think it would be? And give a couple of examples for movies that came out that particular year and why it's your favorite year.
Kind of touched on it earlier on, but I'm going to have to go with 77.
It's a great
because, you know, I was 11 turning 12, went to see Star Wars first, which we were all swept away with. Used to be one of the great movie franchises of all time, no longer the case, but never mind. But as I said to you earlier on, once we got a few months later and Close Encounters came out, that was me cemented in movies for life. So it was my formative year, if you like. It showed me, we talk about this phrase, movie magic. Both of those are absolute movie magic. There's never been anything like them before, since, or after. I'll always say that. And you have to have a starting point somewhere when you're a movie lover. That was my starting point.
77 is a great answer. I was 10. So, you know, like I said, we're about the same age. But Star Wars, I've said this before. Star Wars showed me what movies could be.
Yeah.
Close Encounters showed me what the world could be.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting that, Jim.
And
I'm going to nick that and use it in one of my channels.
Hey, no problem. I flattery. I love it. But anyways, because again, I was at that age, you know, where I never really thought of anything outside of my own little bubble, so to speak. And seeing that fucking gigantic spaceship,
the mothership,
you know, just to my brain, it just, where Star Wars, I knew that was a fantasy from the get-go. It even says at the time,
it's a fairy
long time
story.
ago, and I played Galaxy Far, Far Away. Okay, well, you might as well just say once upon a time.
Story. It's a fairy story.
Absolutely. Whereas, you know, the other thing was that Close Encounters took place in Indiana for the most part.
Yeah.
I grew up in Illinois. It's the next town. It's the next state over. So that was my neck of the fucking woods.
Yeah.
And I told Sean about this because Sean loves the movie as much as I do, as much as you do. At night, if a car would go by and I could see the reflection, I was convinced it was the fucking UFOs coming to get me. I mean, I really was.
In my case, I would be hoping they were coming to get me.
Well, no, it was like a mixture of anticipation and fear. You know what I mean? It was just the other thing. The other movie that had a big effect on me that year, and you'll laugh, Smokey and the fucking Bandit.
Oh, listen, man, that's a fucking great movie.
That movie was huge here in the States. I mean, it was like Star Wars. If kids were one of two camps, okay? If you didn't want to be Luke Skywalker, you wanted to be the fucking Bandit. You know what I mean? It was like, so, but yeah, 77 was
I love
great
Smokey and the Bandit. Sheriff Buford T. Justice is one of the great comedy creations of all time.
Yeah, you had to talk about a movie that did not age well.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it because I mean,
his son. The way he rebukes his son in it is just fucking fantastic.
Daddy, I lost my hat. Good. I hope your goddamn head was in it. Yeah, I love it. Actually, my favorite line, and it's still my favorite line to this day. There is no way that you could have come from my loins. First thing I do when we get home is punch your mama in the mouth.
Still works for me.
Shooting the shit with Jim does not promote spousal abuse of any kind.
And in the interests of fair play, other forms of abuse are freely available.
There you go. There's so much more I wanted to cover, but shit, we're already over 2 hours. But I do want
No,
to
you're grand.
ask one more question, and
Sure.
this is the one that I always close the show with. Okay, you are trapped on a desert island. You don't know why. You're just stuck there. Okay,
Mhm.
but you do have a TV, a Blu-ray player, and 3 movies.
Mhm.
What are those 3 movies to keep you from insanity?
Well, we've got, Close Encounters is one of them anyway. This one might surprise you, Frankie and Johnny.
Wow, it does.
As you know, it's one of my favorite Pacino films.
Yeah.
The people are just so real in it.
No, it's a good movie. I just didn't expect it.
I don't know. It's just sometimes you don't know why a movie just gets you, and there's no explanation for it. It just worked. I don't know. It got me at a good time. Saw it in the cinema, and not a type of film you'd expect from Pacino.
Mhm.
And I said, yeah, okay, I'm going with this. I love these people and I love the characters. And then it's going to be Spielberg again with Jaws.
Yeah.
You have to. I mean, it's the most rewatchable film of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, Jaws is great.
Just,
it's the GOAT. It is.
Yeah.
It's the GOAT. Okay. Your TV takes a shit.
often has, Jim.
But your Blu-ray player will play CDs, and luckily enough, you have speakers hooked up so you can listen to 3 CDs. They could be film scores, they could be soundtracks, they could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
What, your 3 favorite albums from whatever band or whatever. What are your 3 Desert Island soundtracks, so to speak?
It's gonna be Hans Zimmer live. I have a 4K I bought recently. Hans Zimmer is today's equivalent of John Williams, in my opinion. I think he's the master at soundtracks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cheat and go for a live.
No, there's no cheating.
A live 3 CD set of Bruce Springsteen, 1975 to 1985.
Yeah.
Because you had your Rush, I had Bruce. I've seen Bruce 8 or 9 times.
Nice.
Love his music. And soundtrack, I'm gonna go for Monty Python, The Life of Brian, because you can actually get an audio recording of the movie. And the movie, there's some visual aspects to the movie, but it's the fucking writing and the lines that make it. So I'd have that. Love a bit of Monty Python.
I say you are the Messiah, and I should know I have followed a few. I love that fucking movie.
He's been a very naughty boy.
Are you a virgin? What? Are you a virgin? If it's not personal, it don't get no personal than that.
No. My favorite one is, if you call me Big Nose one more fucking time. That movie was banned in Ireland for 25 years.
Oh, believe me, I know. Yeah. Everybody I've ever talked to from a certain age from the UK, when that movie comes up, that's the first thing they say. That was forbidden fruit when I was a child. I wanted to see it, It's like
I'm in the Republic of Ireland. My father got a train to Belfast in Northern Ireland because he was able to see it there. And my dad was the type, if you tell him he can't do something, he wants to fucking do it more than ever,
Well, yeah. I mean, we've had this conversation before. I used to watch over here in the States. There was 2 film critics that were huge, Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel, and they had a syndicated review show. Okay, but they started off in Chicago in a little syndicated thing, and again, that's the area that I grew up in, and I used to watch their show constantly, even when I was like 8, 9 years old, and my parents would always be like, "Why are you watching this show where all it is these 2 guys arguing?" And I'm like, "Because they're talking about movies, and I'm seeing clips of movies." Okay. But whenever they would mention a horror movie that they absolutely hated, and they'd be saying, "This is the most disgusting movie where it's just a nonstop carnage of sex and violence," my fucking brain was like, "Yes, please,
go, baby."
And I mean, so as much as I love those guys for pointing me to great movies that I never would have seen without them, okay? I mean, lots of them, okay? I can also say thank you to pointing me towards movies that they thought were god-awful, that because they thought were so bad, that's the reason why I saw them in the first place and ended up loving them, as a fucking kid. So
it's always best to make your own mind up at the end of the day anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
But anyways, real quickly before we end, okay,
Mm.
I want to give you a chance to plug anything that you've got coming up. I did want to talk about this documentary thing that you
Mm.
got cooking up,
Mm.
but you know what? We're kind of running late on time on that one, but
Okay.
I'm going to have you back on here pretty soon because you've been a great
Thanks.
guest, and we're definitely going to tackle it at that point. But if
Yeah.
there's anything in the immediate future that you've got coming up,
Mhm.
by all means, the floor is yours, sir. Take it away.
Okay, Jim. Well, I'm a big fan of these tag videos like yourself. I think they're a brilliant way of integrating the community together and getting to know the rest of the guys. So there's one out at the moment. I don't know if you come across a guy called Darren who has a channel called Real Talk Yorkshire.
Yes, actually, I'm subscribed to him.
Yeah, he did a one 2 or 3 months back when he started his channel, like 7 questions for collectors. I think you did it. Yeah, he's got a sequel out, another 7 questions for collectors. So I'm hoping to record that tomorrow. One of the I'll give you one of the questions just to give you an idea. One of the questions is a memorable car chase in a movie. Now, my instant thought was Bullet. I always think of the car chase and Bullet, but what I like to do with these tag videos is maybe give answers that other people won't and be a bit different. So, exclusive preview of the video, Jim. My answer is going to be the car chase in Batman Begins.
Oh, nice.
When the tumbler hits the road and he's chased down the
Yeah.
highway. Yeah. And Alfred tells
Filmed
him
in
off.
Chicago, by the way.
Yes, so I believe. It's actually the most underrated of that Batman trilogy, in my opinion. I think Batman Begins is a really good film.
Oh, yeah. I like all three of them. I do.
love them. Yeah. The only mistake the Dark Knight Rises made was not being as good as the Dark Knight, but was never going to be as good as the Dark Knight, was it?
Exactly. That's the main problem with that movie is that it
Yeah.
was part 3. If it was part
Yeah.
2, people would have thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
And then Dark Knight itself, people would have been like, "Oh my god, what a way to end the trilogy," you know. But yeah,
Now,
it is what it is.
I want to give warning to all the guys out there in the chat and all my subscribers. I've got 2 weeks off work very shortly. I'm going to be recording an awful lot of shit. So if you think the airwaves are contaminated with utter bilge and crap, you ain't seen nothing yet, baby, because I'm really going to go to town on you guys.
Well, that's awesome. And like I said earlier, and like other people have said, if you haven't already done so, please go over to Alan's channel at Physical Media Lives. Subscribe to him. As you can tell from the last 2 hours, he's a great guy. He knows his shit. Yeah, your videos, like I said, you've really come a long way very quickly, and I'm sure your subscribers are going to be going up quite a bit, and deservedly so. Like I said, you've been doing great, and it's been fun watching you, quite honestly, because I remember, like I said, I remember you just being somebody in Ollie's chat, really, you know, and talking about it, and then you started doing videos, and the next thing you know, you start showing up on people's streams. And then it's like, you know what? You should have been doing this shit years ago. You really should.
Better late than never.
Absolutely. So, but this has been an absolute fucking blast.
Likewise,
I mean, it really has been. I can't thank you enough for being here.
Listen, I'm so grateful for asking, Jim. Very flattered to be asked because you get a very high quality guest on this show. You know.
Well, we're a high quality production. But before we go, okay, and I am going to go through the chat one last time, but before we go, I do want to do some business here real quickly. This coming Tuesday night, which is June 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central Time, will be the next episode of Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim. You can watch that live or on replay at either Sean's channel at Movie Assault or at the Talking Movies 2024 channels. And this one's going to be really special. It's our 50th episode. It's our 2-year anniversary. So we decided, since it's our 2-year anniversary, we're going to do a special show about sequels, you know? And the idea is to find what we think are the best sequels that might even be better than the original. But then we're also going to come up with our bottom 5, and that's the one that I'm looking forward to. So that one's going to be a lot of fun. And we're also going to be reminiscing about what's been going on for the last 2 years on the Goofy Show, the coronation of the Yam King, the passing away of one of our mutual friends, Sean, from Cinephile World Order. A bunch of stuff has happened in the last couple of years. But it's going to be a great show. So hopefully you guys can join us at that point. And once again, you can find that either at Sean's channel, at Movie Assault, or on the Talking Movies with Sean Kenny and Jim channel, which is Talking Movies 2024. And 2 weeks from today, 2 weeks, on this stage will be the next episode of Shooting the Shit with Jim. And we're going back to the UK again. You Europeans just taking over. We're going with another first-time guest, but a good guy who I've gotten to know a little bit lately and was honored to be on his channel as a guest on one of his shows. Davey from the Forgotten Horror channel will be the guest in 2 weeks. Davey's great. Guy. He's a fantastic guy. And that show will be on the 11th of July at 1 p.m. right here on Jim's Movie Channel. And I'm going to be leaving links to everybody's channels and the times and all that stuff on the community post that I always leave afterwards, thanking the guest. In this case, Alan, of course. I also want to thank everybody in the chat today. We had a lot of people in the chat today. We had a lot of people watching.
Great to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And quite honestly, as great as the guests are, it's the chat that makes the show run. It really is. They tend to steer us in the direction. That's why I couldn't get through to as many questions as I wanted to, because the people in the chat were so great today. So Adam, Ali, Sean, Mika, Melina, Michael Myers, all you guys, if I forgot you, Juno, Texas, Dan, Mike, Jane, Stacy, everybody who was in here today. If I skipped your name, please. It's just because I'm an old guy and my memory sucks.
Hello.
Yeah. But like I said, I cannot thank everybody enough. And especially I want to thank Alan one more time. Alan, so much for being here today. You were a fantastic guest. I knew you would be.
Thank you, sir.
I will definitely have you back again if you are so inclined to do so.
Of course I will. It'll be an honor, Jim.
Awesome. So I think we are going to call it a day, guys. Yeah, we're 2 hours and 15 minutes into it now. And shit, the two of us could probably talk another 2 hours. But I know other people have other things to do, getting ready for the World Cup and such. So I think we are going to call it a day, everybody. But I just want to thank everybody one last time. And hopefully everybody can come back and check out the next episode in 2 weeks with Davey. So with that, I think we're going to call it a day. We'll catch you on the next one, everybody.
All the best, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Take care.